Welcome, summoners of the undead.
Hey, this is Khan. Necromancer recently had its biggest update since it launched in 2019. It's really back on form thanks to Runecarver and is getting another buff in Gold Road. So why do so many players say that it sucks? Because they're wrong, and that's okay.
Welcome, summoners of the undead.
Hey, this is Khan. Necromancer recently had its biggest update since it launched in 2019. It's really back on form thanks to Runecarver and is getting another buff in Gold Road. So why do so many players say that it sucks? Because they're wrong, and that's okay, it happens. Luckily, your devoted servants at NinjaPools are here to set everything straight, with a proper deep dive into the new and not so new Necromancer for PvE. We'll go over different setups, the pros and cons, Magicka versus Stamina, Blastbones versus Sacrifice, race, gear, CPs, traits and enchantments, and the best rotations from my testing. We won't get into scribing, that's situational, and we're not just talking about perfect optimization here. Arcanist and Dragon Knight DDs are still favoured by score push groups, but 99% of us play in very different conditions, where Necromancer can perform the same or even better. All I want to do is prove that Necro is underrated and help you get really good at it. First, passives. Best way to understand any class. 3 of the big ones are in the Gravelord skill line. Reusable parts, great for sustain if we keep summoning. Death Knell, a passive execute, really strong, so 3 Gravelord abilities on the front bar whenever you can. Dismember, free pen so long as we use Necro skills. Rapid Rot is crucial. A 10% dot boost is so big that it pretty much dictates how we play the class. In Bone Tyrant, Death Gleaning, more sustain. Disdain Harm is why Necro tanks are so good in a lot of tough content. As DDs, we won't get that extra mitigation unless we use Bone Armor or Hungry Scythe, in solo content for instance. Health Avarice, same. We only use Necrotic Potency in Trash and that's it. Last Gasp, free health. We'll take it. And in Living Death, Curative Curse kicks in when you have negative effects on you, which can happen in group content and happens a lot in solo content, boosting heals like Scythe and Pale Order. Near-death experience we can ignore. Corpse Consumption is awesome. Every class has a passive like this, typically 1 ultimate every 2 seconds, max. But this is way more generous because it requires a Last Gasp, so if we play correctly and keep consuming corpses, we can build ultimate a little faster than other classes. Undead Confederate, again, more sustain if we keep summoning. Loads of goodies in there if we use the Necro toolkit correctly. It can be hard to remember all this stuff, but keep these 4 in mind at least, and if you need a quick reminder, ninjapools.com lists the key passives at the top of every guide. Now, Magicka or Stamina? Both work great actually. If you want to use Blastbones, Stamina has the advantage. It can use Rapid Strikes and Coral Riptide, but Rapid Strikes looks further ahead on the dummy because it's cheaper than Venom Skull and lets us use max stamina food to boost our damage. In content you'll probably use Bystat food, and then Rapid Strikes isn't as far ahead. It's also a channel, whereas Skull is a smooth instant cast with a 28 meter range and which doesn't interfere with block or bar swap. On the dummy none of this matters, but in content it can. So yeah, Rapid Strikes is nice, but not a game changer. The more obvious point is that Blastbones is now only a stamina ability, so Magicka Necros will need potions for stamina recovery if they use it. That works fine, thanks to hybridization, but it's easier and sometimes safer to have that large stamina pool. So if you really don't have a preference, go stamina. But if you prefer Magicka, don't worry. In dungeons and trials, I bet most players will get similar damage with either. With a dot rotation, they're almost identical. With a spammable, Stamina pulls ahead, but Magicka has more cleave, and with Gravelord Sacrifice, Magicka might be the better choice. All of these numbers go up a bit with the detonating Siphon buff. So Blastbones has more damage, more cleave, and better sustain. Sacrifice is like a Blastbones that hugs you after 2 seconds, buffs your dots and class abilities for 20 seconds, and creates a corpse and explosion with every 3rd skull cast. It makes the rotation less hectic and it buffs your scythe damage, great for solo content. But remember our passives. Sacrifice won't get as much out of reusable parts and possibly corpse consumption. In fact, running out of corpses with this new morph is a big complaint for some people. To be honest, it hasn't happened to me much. I just keep Boneyard and Siphon casts far apart and it works fine. But I've seen other people complaining, so I thought I should mention it. Gravelord Sacrifice and Skull go together, so a lot depends on the morph you're using. Ricochet Skull costs Magicka and the third cast bounces twice for more AoE damage. Venom Skull costs stamina and the third more powerful cast happens more often because any class ability counts towards the stacks. That's more single target damage. Which is better? Well, boss damage is what matters. So even if Ricochet gets those fat cleave numbers, Venom Skull is the superior morph, right? In theory, yes, Ricochet deals 7.5k DPS to 2 extra targets and explodes for 60k every few seconds, roughly 8k DPS per target. Venom Skull does not bounce, but recasting Sacrifice, Archer and Siphon every 20 seconds, Boneyard every 10 seconds, that should be 5 more big skulls and explosions per minute, an extra 2k boss damage and an extra 13k per additional target. So it kinda ends up neck and neck, in theory. In practice, it's weaker because often we're already at 2 skull stacks, and recasting class abilities then has zero benefit. I ran a ton of dummy tests to demonstrate, here are the averages. Ricochet Skull behaves as expected, but because Venom Skull gets fewer pops, against 1 target it's barely ahead, and with 2 and 3 targets it gets further and further behind. It will slowly catch up again, and single target damage is a bit higher, but if you're using Sacrifice and not Blast Bones, there is a case to be made for Magicka Necromancer being the better choice. Also keep in mind that Ricochet is flame damage, so the explosion it causes when Sacrifice is running is also flame damage, and is buffed by engulfing flames on the dummy and by Encratis if you have it in your group. Flame damage is actually 47% of our total, so it really does make a difference. Stamina Necromancer also has a lot of flame damage thanks to Runecarver, but the more interesting set here would be Morak Tong, which buffs poison and disease damage almost as much as Encratis and Engulfing combined. That applies to Blighted Blast Bones and Venom Skull and Detonating Siphon, but it's not super common unless your group is stacking as your Blight. So you've got options, basically. These are just dummy tests, not all targets will get the same debuff, some will die or get separated, the numbers are not a perfect indicator. The point is that Necromancer can compete for single target damage without needing heroism potions, and it has more options. Let's face it, every Arcanist is the same, and many players want to break from it at this point. Plus, the Necro Cleave is always awesome. It's a big radius and not just a straight line, and unlike DK Talons, which hit 6 meters around you, Blast Bones or Skull hit around the target, which is often better. Of course, Arcanist has that burst and range, and DK gets so much more benefit from Pillagers and Encratis. Again, I'm not trying to knock these classes off their spots, just saying that Necro is closer than you think. One more quick note about Skull, if you use the add-on Action Duration Reminder, you may see a weird and annoying behaviour where your Boneyard icon keeps getting moved by the Skull tracker, so it's hard to see the timer. It may get fixed, but you can go into Settings, Add-ons, ADR, and in the Core drop-down, you can manually blacklist these abilities. I checked all the different codes for Skull, and these were the ones that fixed it for me. Hopefully it'll work for you guys as well. Moving on. Ultimately, I bet many players will choose Magicka or Stamina based on the feel of it and not the numbers. If we're gonna spend hours and hours with a character, it should be one that we like playing and feel invested in. So it's cool that Magicka and Stamina both have their strengths, but hopefully the numbers give you a sense of the trade-offs. What about race? As always, High Alpha Magicka, Dark Alpha Stamina are the top choices. Khajiit is close behind, and both Khajiit and Dark Elf can switch between Magicka and Stamina, which is why they're so popular. But it does not make a huge difference. Yes, extra stats and free damage are always welcome, but if you're playing in optimized conditions and took out all your racial passives, you'd only lose something like 5% of your power at the most. So don't let people freak you out that you chose the wrong race. If you want a Khajiit, Orc, Bosma, or whatever, go for it. If you do decide later that min-maxing is the most important thing, you can always race change. Khajiit is tricky to rank accurately because of the Feline Ambush passive, which gives you 12% critical damage and healing. This is a big bonus and puts Khajiit at the top unless you're already close to the crit cap, then it can be wasted. Again, don't worry too much about it. In casual groups and especially in dungeons, it's very handy. You'll just have to adjust your setup a little differently for more optimized groups, like dropping the kilt and running a monster set. Also, don't overlook the high elf passive Spell Recharge, which boosts stamina recovery on Magicka characters. This has become extremely valuable since hybridization, especially if you're using a 2H backbar. So if you know you're making a Magicka Necromancer, I'd give this race serious consideration. Also, a tall, thin high elf suits the Necro vibe perfectly, and the crazy customization in this game means you can have a lot of fun playing with the creepy look. Okay, so we talk passives, mag versus stam, 2 playstyles and race, and the Necromancer is looking pretty flexible. You can go in various different directions without losing too much power. I think a lot of players like that. Now let's talk gear. Runecarver's Blaze is the main reason Necro is performing better this patch. The set was already decent in the right situation, but now it applies burning more often. It's worth using almost anywhere. This set is a Necromancer's wet dream. It adds a tick of flame damage to every 3rd tick of your dots. All your dots. And those that tick more often get more damage from it, and that's the key. Sticky dots like Degeneration or Scalding Rune that are applied to the target tick every 2 seconds. But ground dots that damage everything in the area, like Stampede, Wall of Elements, Endless Hail, these tick every second. Boneyard is the same, and Siphon actually ticks 1.5 times per second. So it gets way more Runecarver ticks per cast. Plus, Rapid Rot makes all these dots more powerful. Take note that other proc sets do not activate Runecarver, and nor do status effects. Because of all this, Necromancers can get 14 or even 15k DPS out of Runecarver, and it works great even with a spammable rotation. So once you've picked a Minor Slayer set, usually Reliquien or Riptide, I think Runecarver is a no-brainer for most boss fights. That can also be a drawback. It's cool when Zos find ways to indirectly buff certain classes via a set or something else, but the fact that Necro seems only to be genuinely competitive with this set equipped is a shame. Also, it is light armor. That's nice if you're low on penetration or Magicka sustain, but it's also a drawback since we can't front bar the set and must wear at least 2 light pieces, which isn't always optimal. Also, that line of penetration may be wasted if your supports are doing their job, but the pros generally outweigh the cons. Coral Riptide is tricky to combine with Runecarver, but can be done if you front bar it. Most players will stick with Reliquien because it's easier, it's buffed by Rapid Rot, and works practically anywhere unless you really need to burn many targets at once. Other trial sets work too, just keep in mind their relative drawbacks, shown here in brackets. Azure Blight is kinda similar to Runecarver, but can pull ahead when there are at least 3 stacked targets for all or most of the fight. But the set does have a per target cooldown, so the more people in your group that are running it, the more likely it is that Azure Blight ticks will have to be shared and Runecarver would give you more consistent damage. I wouldn't pair up Runecarver with Elemental Catalyst since they're both light, but hopefully that won't be an issue once the Lucid Echoes set arrives. For the Mythic, Necromancer needs that critical damage, so we want the kilt wherever feasible. If it isn't, and you want to slot a crit CP instead, or hello. Happy Wednesday, everyone. All right, well, hope you enjoyed that little intro. Well, part of the video. If you do want to continue watching that one, guess what? It's all on our YouTube. Yay! There's the link. It's awesome. Everyone should watch it. All right. Let me log into the game. How's everyone doing? And as I said, happy Wednesday and happy May. And hey, Lastutine, hello. Darth Picard, hi. Goram, Red Fox, hello. Doing exactly the same with the Warden. What was the skin on the Dunmer guy, if you please? Khan? That one's for you. I think it's called Flesh of the Harrowed. Ew. Grim. All right. But yes, hello. So today, lots of things are sort of happening, lots of fun stuff, announcements. So today's the first day that we're streaming on Twitch and YouTube. Woohoo! Exciting stuff.
Well, today's also May, which is cool. It's very cold in the UK, but you know, it's supposed to sort of herald in the summer-ish, you know. Hey ho. The month of Maya. Yeah, absolutely. But it's also day one of a VoiceApalooza. So that's ultimately a global super stream. It's Fallout for Hope teaming up with Wes Johnson. Yes, the Wes Johnson, as in Hermaeus Mora and Sheogorath in Oblivion, the voice of, obviously. And they're raising money for Alzheimer's Association, and it's everyone streaming. It's either Fallout, but also other games. I mean, Fallout for Hope, but other games have been sort of creeping in, like ESO, for obvious reasons. So I'll be streaming. I'll be here every single day, streaming Elder Scrolls and some Fallout for Hope. Ooh! And yes, we will get a house for free. Yeah, absolutely. Make sure to log in at least 3 times this month. I think it is day 3, right? That's incredible. But yeah, Wes Johnson, exactly. And yeah, we've got so much amazing fun stuff coming up. Let me just get into the game and I'll talk you through it, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun events happening on stream and off stream. So make sure, if you're not on our Discord, join us. We'll have various competitions going on as well. Yeah, that's true. Wherever he's got a fan base. Yeah. So yeah, that's kicking off today. It's really crazy to think that I was doing this last year. I was, you know, that was my first sort of fundraiser. And yeah. It's that time again. Yeah, so let's have a look at all the fun stuff. Open for business, yes. So this is sort of a little teaser graphic that we made for this month. There is every single day has been planned out. There's a different activity, something different going on. We're going to be delving into various parts of the game, whether it's PvE, PvP, doing some housing. But there's some crazy shit going on every day, basically. So if you can hop in every day, do it. It's going to be fun. I promise you that. So we'll be... Yes, Olympics. I'm super excited about that. That's going to be starting sort of more the second half of May, and it's going to be teams from around the world, and each team will have, you know, whether they're competing in a solo arena or dungeon, maybe trials. There's going to be some fun gimmicks, something really silly things to do, obviously, like hyperioxes. The hyperioxes, as they're going to do a really, really fun dungeon race where they have to do several dungeons in a row. They cannot port between the dungeons. They have to ride, and that's part of the race as well. There's going to be some really interesting personalities commentating on these, comparing them, which is going to be really, really fun. So yeah, lots more information coming on that one. It's basically like esports, but without all the seriousness. Just fun and ESO. Gold Road Trip. I'm super, super excited for that one. So that's happening this coming Saturday. It's part of a 24-hour plus stream. So it's kind of nuts. And it is what it says on the tin. Windhelm to Solitude. We will walk from Windhelm to Solitude using no-way shrines. We'll also be stopping at every single inn. Getting an IRL drink as well on the way, so that could go horribly wrong. But yeah, and we're gonna have lots of fun facts about each zone, lots of competitions, giveaways. Yeah, let's have a look. So we are, come on, gonna start in Eastmarch, in Windhelm, and we are gonna make our way all the way across. We're doing it on PTS, so we can actually walk through Westfield and then up to Solitude. So obviously we are missing some zones, but yeah, it's going to be really, really, really awesome. We've got all the drinks planned out. They're all going to be thematically correct for each zone. So I'm really looking forward to that. And that's going to be me, Khan, and Egbert. So we're coming up with some really fun facts for each zone and some little quizzes, competitions. It's going to be really good fun. And as we obviously continue stop at pubs, things should also get sillier. So that's going to be really good fun. And then there is something called Westworld. So we will be doing a whole sort of housing tour, which is a Drunk Maya. Well, we'll see. Which is a housing tour, obviously inspired by, how do we put it? Dwellings and pocket realms inspired by Wes Johnson's beloved characters. So definitely expect some Hermaeus Mora themed houses. And even Sheogorath, which will be really exciting. But that's only just scratching the surface. So yeah, there is a lot going on. And kind of a big one. Next weekend, we also have a mini raid train. It's with the Twitch Women's Guild, so it's wonderful female streamers. And it's any Elder Scrolls game, so it's not just ESO, which I thought was fun. You know, with all the celebrations this year, it's not just 10 years for ESO, but the whole franchise is getting old. So I want to celebrate that as well. But yeah, it's going to be a fun-filled month, that's for sure. Who's excited? Me. I do love that cheese overlay. I'm not taking that off. I even got up in the middle of the night to make sure I got it, so I'm keeping that shit. But yeah, the one thing that I'm really looking forward to as well is every day we're gonna find in-game an awesome voice actor and learn a little bit about them. Hey Luna, hello! Learn a bit about them and talk to the characters they voiced. There will be a bit more silliness on Saturday, because we've got one planned that sort of fits in with the whole gold road trip, drinking our way through Tamriel. But it's also May the 4th. And yeah, there are so many actors that have been in ESO as well as Star Wars. So yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be really good fun. Whilst obviously raising money for the Alzheimer's Association. But yeah, I really can't believe that it's been a year, because I remember signing up to this last year. And it just does not feel like that's been a year ago. Time flies when you're having fun, huh? Also, so much has happened. This community has grown massively. And I don't mean the Elder Scrolls one. That as well. But Ninja Pools community. Ninja Pools turned 3 years old. And I think this time last year, our Discord was actually closed off. It was just basically for guildies. It was just for guildies for the longest time. So probably not last year, but I don't think we opened it up fully until fairly recently. So that's kind of crazy. But yeah, do you guys have any highlights, whether they're game highlights, ESO highlights, or just fun stuff from, life in the last year? Because when I think about this a year ago, so obviously we had lots of fun stuff happening in the game. Arcanist came out, Necrom. We did so many cool things and events for Necrom, which was just... it was just insane. We had an amazing, huge raid train in December. And now we're back to VoiceApalooza, and it's been great. It's been a crazy ride. Chicken Stew, thanks for the follow. How do you join the Gold Road trip you're talking about? Well, that will be on Saturday around 11 a.m. BST. It will be on PTS because Westfield obviously is not live. on the live server. But anyone can join us. And of course, you can. I will post like the drinks and everything we'll be having as well. So if people want to do that, I'll post those tomorrow. And all the quizzes and everything, obviously, that will be live on stream. And we will have giveaways and fun stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, we'll be posting the information on our Discord as well as, well, like social media. But yeah, all will be happening on Twitch and YouTube. As of today, we're streaming on YouTube. I thought that would be like a really difficult thing to set up. Initially. I thought, multi-streaming, it's like you press a button. Oh, okay, cool. That's cool. That's nice. Even I can figure it out. But yeah, it's been sort of a long time coming. And I'll be honest, I sort of have been thinking about this all year. Because this time last year, I was barely streaming. I was barely starting. I still feel like I'm a massive noob when it comes to streaming, and I'm learning so much and constantly working to improve, myself as a streamer, the stream. Yeah, how's everyone's year been so far? It's nuts. We're like approaching summer, and I'm thinking holidays. One should be having holidays. There's lots of bank holidays as well in the UK. A couple of bank holidays throughout May. Touching grass and all that. That's a thing, right? Hey, Dino. Hello. But yeah, it's been so miserable, the weather. Talking to some people around, well, obviously around the world, some people have the summer, but like in Central Europe, it's warm. And I did like yesterday, whenever I take the dog out, sure, we go nice and early, but it's like 4 or 5 degrees. So freaking cold. Hey, Kamul. Hello. And it's wet. I don't mind when it's raining, but like when it's cold and raining and just nasty. Yeah, it would be nice if we had nicer weather, right? 29 degrees. Whoa. Hey, give Ted a treat. Where's the Ted? Thanks, Kamal. Alright, let's sort Ted out with a treat. It was sunny earlier, about 15. Now it's raining again. Yeah. Yeah, I think Sin was saying yesterday on Voice that it was super warm for him. Yeah, I don't love... Oh, wow, 28 degrees. Cool. I don't love, like, super hot weather. But, like, it's May now, officially. Give me warm weather. Oh, yeah, fun fact about 1st of May. That's a Czech tradition. It's one of those things that, like, growing up, I know that my parents would tell me about it. And now that I'm a bit older and have been in the UK for a long time, I'm thinking, I think that's a national tradition, right? And not just something that some people did. But apparently, if you do have a partner, another half, go and kiss them under a blossom tree. And then your relationship will also blossom. But then we also have a tradition at Easter that basically women have to be lashed at Easter and then give eggs to the guys who do the deed. And if they don't get, beaten with sticks, they will dry up. They will be spinsters. So take it with a pinch of salt. But I kind of like that one. It's cute. It gives a whole new meaning to egg giving. Yeah, that was a weird way of putting it. I realized that. 18 degrees. Yeah, so pretty warm everywhere else. It's just the UK that's just, yeah, decided to keep winter going. Yeah. Here's an egg, 10 lashes. Yeah. It is a really super weird tradition. Everyone is always shocked when I tell them about it. I'm guessing it's like it wasn't upheld like hugely, but it was sort of was. Certainly like in the villages, that the guys go from house to house, like especially young boys. Grown men don't tend to do it. Grown men just do it in their household. But you can buy or make your own, like a woven stick, like young twigs. It's like willow or something. So it's a long thing, but it's young. It's like if you hit someone hard with that, yeah, you're bruising them. It's a very weird thing. Like, really weird. May the 4th be with you. And Revenge of the 5th is that soon. I like it. And hey, DX drops. It is 40 Fahrenheit with rain and snow. Ooh, okay. Snow. See, we didn't even get snow. Like, the UK is just like, okay, I give you rain. Rain. How about some rain today? What do you think? Yeah, but funny you should say May the 4th. I was just talking about what's coming this month. You know, VoiceApalooza raising money for Alzheimer's Association. We've got some incredible streams planned. Every day is going to be different. Every day is going to be a really fun stream exploring, well, mostly Elder Scrolls Online, but also other Elder Scrolls games a little bit during our raid train in a couple of weeks. And Fallout. And on Saturday, as part of sort of daily streams, finding out who the amazing voice actors are in this game, every day we're going to talk to someone new. It's going to be awesome. But on Saturday, because there are so many voice actors that voiced Elder Scrolls Online and various bits and bobs in Star Wars, we're definitely going to do a bit of a fun one then. So yeah, that would be... Yeah, that's going to be really fun. Like, I've been discovering some... I was like, really? That guy is the same as this one? What? But obviously voice acting, you know, if they're good at it, which obviously they are, if they're getting the jobs, it's sort of incredible that to think that they're, you know, voiced by the same person. But I mean, if you guys saw Star Wars Bad Batch, one guy, all of that, all of the clones, like that's intense. Rain with a side order of rain, exactly. Yeah, that's what we get in the UK. But as somebody, I think it's Will Sup for Beer said the other day, well, you're the one who chose to move to UK, so can't complain. I mean, I can, but he's got a point. I'm the one who left Prague to move to a rainy country. Yay! Smart me. Yeah, it's been sort of that thing of, you know, winter, not really cold, just rainy. Summer, not really that warm, just rainy. But yeah, we're used to it, I suppose. I'm really confused by this cat, by my character here. I don't think I gave her like an eye squint. I mean, I created this character a while back. And it's only the last, like, I feel like 6 months that she suddenly started giving me that stink eye. I don't know if I said something or if I really offended her. I don't know. But yeah, it's a weird thing. I had never noticed that before. Now she's a pissy kitty. She might be also annoyed because for the longest time she was wearing a silly outfit. It's a thing that Khan sometimes does. When I go on a little break and I come back and my character is dressed in a silly outfit. And for her, I'm pretty sure it was just those dino pajamas. And I just left it on her for a while because she did really look cute. Maybe she still hasn't forgiven me for that. I don't know. Me don't know. Yeah, it's good to be back in the game as well. I was sort of... I was starting to get slightly worried with the locked accounts. sounded like it was a lot of work to make sure that it was done perfectly and everything with no issues. So I was thinking, well, maybe we won't have access. But we do. It's all good. Yeah, do you guys have any sort of favorite voice actor performance in this game in particular, in Elder Scrolls Online? Like, or, character that you're like, that is such a good, crazy or scary voiceover that really, works. Because for me, there are so many. Like, we will be delving into that a little bit later in the month, but like the exchange between Zaji and Casca, those are so good. Both of those voiceovers are just so spot on, but especially when they're talking together. If you guys hadn't done Elsewhere quest line, they're also in the Shipwright's Regret, the dungeon. But Casca is just this very moody kitty. And then Zaji's just this crazy cat. Like, he is that insane. I love that voiceover. It's so funny. But yeah, as you can imagine, the two of them together, yeah, they're funny. Sometimes I think, like, what did they tell those actors? Because it's very unlikely that they had a ton of time to prepare and read through the story and, figure all of that out. Deep dive into the character. I'm assuming they just sort of, here you go. Here is sort of the background. Go. And sometimes the craziness that the actors put into it, I'm thinking, wow, how did you nail that? How did you know that that was it? Yeah, it's pretty funny. Impressive. Such epic music, haha. Ramdrop, I just noticed your comment in, yeah, working on their Warden DPS guide, Khan. Ultimately, it's all coming. We were literally just talking about videos, what's next, what is it that people want to see now? And, oh, why am I not talking? There we go. We want to do it all. We want to do all the classes, all the roles as well, all trials, all dungeons, everything. It's just finding the time to get it all done. Because there is a lot going on. And yeah, we're open to suggestions always. So keep those coming. And yeah, that guide that Khan made about the Necromancer, it's so good. So good. But obviously that took a lot of time and effort to make sure everything was just perfect. Lots of different setups, lots of different testing. And the feedback that, Khan has had seems like people really enjoyed it, which is super awesome. But yeah, we are completely transitioned into, full-time content creators. That's why I'm here also, on Twitch as much as I can, really planning out some fun stuff. So making money here as well, so we can just continue doing this because it is a dream come true, and we want to keep bringing awesome stuff. So yeah, please keep watching those videos, keep hanging out, commenting.
Welcome, summoners of the undead.
I just love that. Hi, hello. I'm just grabbing the link to that one. There it is. Again, that's the Necro Guide. And it's there's nothing like that out there. So if you haven't watched it yet, mark it to watch it. Don't go away, obviously. I'd be lonely. Necro video was great. Thank you. That's awesome. I'm really, really glad that you guys have watched it. It's a good one. I've seen how much work went into it. So yeah. I'm living for the start of that video, right? Well, if we're talking about starts of videos, Khan sort of when he gets a fun idea, he'll just do it, and I love them. I love the little intros. I love the silly sort of things. Let me just find one that is absolutely my favorite. It took a lot of time, so it's sort of a, is it worth doing? But they're really fun. But yeah, let me just find one that I think is, yes. Right. This was when the Arcanist came out. So this was a little sort of intro to that. Just watch this introduction. I'm not going to play the DPS guide. You guys can go and watch it, but just watch this. I love this.
Welcome back to Tamriel's Got Talent. Let's hear it for the Vanishing Act, the Bear Tamer, Fire Breather, Demon Monkey Summoner, the Walking Laser Show, and that creepy guy who likes touching corpses.
Ew, who invited him? Oh well?
This one does not know. 4 years ago, he just showed up.
Today we have a newcomer. What's your talent?
Books.
Yeah?
I open them. Bright lights, lots of noise.
I'm sorry, but we already have a laser show.
Not like this.
Okay, but remember, this is a talent contest. You can't win with just one trick.
You sure?
Isn't it just amazing? I just love that. As you can tell, it probably, it took a lot of work, but it's just such a fun intro. Yeah, that's the kind of shit we like to do around here. Oh, bless Nightbot, it woke up. Oh, all the videos must post all the links. Nah. Yeah, there are quite a few sort of introductions like that to some of the videos that are just, really fun. I was particularly pleased with my little uwu voice there. Oh, game's muted. There we go. Also, obviously, raising money, VoiceApalooza, all of that, we're doing it this month. But also, obviously, PTS, we're definitely going to be doing more of that. I'm assuming there will be some changes coming up for scribing soon, because we didn't get any this week, which is normally when you'd have them, and I'm assuming they will change a few things up, so that will be interesting. But yes, we want to have a look at, do a little sort of scribing summary, scribing 101. So just explaining, how does this whole thing work, and what are sort of the options, what are the possibilities, but also have a look at scribing the quest. How grindy is it? Because there's a couple of people that have tried it. I've heard talking about that. It's actually quite a grind. The initial quest that you have to do on all characters, just to unlock the scribe, even though, unlocking it on each character, that's quite a lot. But yeah, the actual quest to unlock everything, all the grimoires and everything, so yeah, we'll definitely have a look at it. But the whole point is that the quest is meant to be quite good. So yeah, we'll definitely do that as well. But maybe wait and see what happens over the next couple of weeks, just in case they change something. There's nothing more heartbreaking for a content creator than when they're making cool stuff, post it, and then it gets changed. Yeah. So we're not doing that again. But we'll definitely be on PTS having a bit of fun, having a look at it. Because scribing, it's a big system, big thing coming up. One thing, somebody mentioned, we're getting a free house this month. Oh yeah, let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at the login rewards. So this is insane. So day 3, we get Sword Singer's readout. Cool. Some claim the truest, yada, 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 yada. It's fun. But in the article, it says something along the lines of, look at it carefully. It's teasing something interesting to come. Can you spot it? And we've talked about this so many times on a stream. You know, we know there is a big housing update coming later this year in Q3, so after Gold Road. We have no idea what it is. If you guys have heard like someone say, "Oh yeah, there is a leak," it's this. It's not. There is no official, like there is no leak. No, they've been incredibly careful. But I'm thinking, since they are giving us this house and are specifically saying there's something, I'm definitely going to, say Friday we get it. I'm definitely going in, and I hope you guys can join me. I've got it all afternoon to do all sorts of fun stuff. But also I'm going to look through that house. Like, what is there that's hinting at something coming? Because I'd imagine it's not scribing or Gold Road at all. But the house, maybe? Housing? Maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I was intrigued when I saw that. Thought that was an interesting way of wording it. But yeah, free house. Have you guys seen it on PTS? It looks really cool. It's basically just a giant cave. I don't know if it's still live on PTS. Let's hop onto PTS and find out, because I really can't remember. Because these sort of notable homes, they just come on a, you know, preview and then they're gone. Often. Yeah, maybe let's have a quick look-see. Yeah, I had a little look in there. You can easily die there to fall damage. I'm always amused when you can die in houses. And I love when content creators, you know, creators, builders, designers take advantage of that. So you're wandering around the house and then just die to something. My favorite is when you sort of, you know, it's like a labyrinth or something, and you get to the end of it and you slide somewhere, and that slide spits you out into either, you know, slaughterfish or something. That's so mean. So mean. All right. I'm just going to log into PTS because I'm curious now. I sort of made a mental note to check it out. Okay. But yeah, I'm not going to explore the new zone or anything on PTS. Just try and see whether their house is still on. Yeah, curious. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's a huge amount to that house other than that giant cave, which is pretty cool. Alright, the game may have crashed. No, it's fine. It just needed a little bit of time to wake up. Wakey, wakey! Hey, thanks for the follow, little Dragonfire. Welcome. Well, that music's still playing, but that little circly thing. No, that's not. No, we crashed. We crashed. Hard. Maybe not. What is going on? No, we're still loading in. We're still loading in. Right, I'm just hopping on PTS to check out whether that house that we're getting in a couple of days is still on PTS. My guess is it's not. But because of the way they announced it, I'm just curious I want to have a look around. I'm too curious, and I cannot wait till Friday. No, it's nope, must have today. Okay, we back. And in case you guys were not sure, this Monday it flipped to EU characters. It's the first 2 weeks is always NA, and after that it's EU. Ew. But yeah, the PTS should not really change. I know a lot of housing people like to test things out. The first couple of weeks, sadly, you know, that's all you get for the NA, and then it changes. And if you're making any housing, anything like that, it's gonna get wiped. Yeah, let's look at houses. Mm-hmm.
Prices have never been better.
It's not here. Oh yeah, so this one apparently is, you can buy that for in-game gold. Yeah. That is very exciting. They've been doing that a lot. I haven't even realized, like the really awesome house in Necrom, the really big one, the really blue, sort of goldeny, wonderful house. You can buy that for in-game gold. That is really cool. Yep, there we go. Requires West-Wheeled Grand Adventurer. That's pretty cool. So that is very exciting, because these houses, they are expensive. For a lot of crowns, but 1.3 in-game gold. That's not that bad. And requires West-Wheeled Grand Adventurer, so I'm guessing that's like must complete everything. That's not where that is. Achievements. West-Wheeled. What? Okay. Oh, I thought it said West-Wheeled Grand Adventure. Can I just not read? What? You have any ideas for the free house soon? As in what to make in there? Well, I was wandering around that house that we got on Friday, which is super exciting. I'm actually on PTS too. Was curious to see whether it's still here. Because the way they announced it, they said there's something... There. Oh my god, Khan, hello! Hello! Welcome! Yeah, something secret. How do they word it? I'm going to try and find it on...
Yeah, don't ask me.
So yeah, I'm sort of curious. How do they put it? It would be an ESO news, but it sounded exciting. And secret, yes. So, the house. There are some huge login rewards, yada yada yada. Yes, the house. So, okay. Make Hammerfell your home and get comfortable in this brand new in-game house situated on the border of the Alikir Desert in Bankorai. Enjoy crystal caverns, oasis waters, and wide spans of sand and stone as part of the design of this remarkable reward. You'll receive the unfurnished house on just your 3rd day of logins this month, starting things off with something spectacular. Speaking of spectacular, this house could be hinting at something special. You'll have to wait and see. What is that? Test 6 early teaser, maybe? But yeah, it's what could they be hinting at? Oh, but yes, I was hoping to just be cheeky and have a look at it. I know it's coming literally in a couple of days. But
Our first thought was like, is that the next year's expansion? But that would be very weird of them to tease anything about it that early. But then you pointed out, well, hang on, we've got a housing. We know there's a housing feature coming later this year. It's got to be related to
exactly.
that.
So I wanted to. Well, on Friday, as soon as my stream's up, come and join me. Let's go and explore the house. Everybody explore house. Everybody share your theories. But hey, Crown Store Showcase just popped up. What?
Is it on PTS?
No, it isn't.
Or...
That's why. Yeah, it's not. But we will have it on Friday. So.
Right. So you're certain it's not on
Yeah.
PTS at the moment? Alright. I was gonna
I
check.
literally just said I'm on PTS right now. But yeah, these are... So these are May rewards. Sorry, crown crates, not rewards. Crown store, what's going on? All right, so we get a miniature statue. Awesome. So that's an ESO plus one, I'm guessing. Again, yes, ESO plus. Ooh. Assuming it's not on purpose, Khan seems a bit quiet. I turned him up again.
I think it's the fact that Maya is incredibly loud. I was just saying her gain is... I don't know if it's coming through on the stream so much, but on Discord, it's like you've got the microphone in your mouth.
Well,
Which
you're louder
I
now, so
can
that's
see.
fixed.
No, we don't need to worry about that. We can hear you, and that's the important thing.
No, but it's fixed. You're loud, so it's fine. Okay, Infinite Archive. Ooh. Well, can you guys hear me okay? Like, I had to reset my settings, and so... But it worked fine when I tested it. So I hope it's working fine. Exclusively to ESO Plus again. Okay. Oh, it's free. Ooh, nice. Okay. Crafting Sunspire styles. Okay. Well, that's not new. Welkina. Yes. Annihilike's Chosen. Oh, that's a really nice outfit. You coming through, Maya. Cool. Too loud? Too obnoxious? Too something? I mean, I might not be able to do anything about that. Okay. Malakina arms back. Ooh, no, you're good. Awesome. Awesome. Sinweaver. Well, that's kind of a fun weapon.
These are all old.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Which is fine, because it means there's no temptation for me to spend any crowns.
Yeah, exactly. That's nice. Baron Zordrus. That's a really cool shield, actually, but all the shields are just too freaking small in this game. So many of them. Like, for my tank, I want a really big ass shield. These ones are fun. Yeah, I really like this, but I couldn't really think of like a character that would work on. Maybe I should try harder. Haha. Spear of Bitter Mercy. It's kind of fun. But just a spear. Okay. Ooh, wardrobe. Anything new? A Nordic knot doublet and breeches. I'm guessing that's not new. The mask style is going to be dropping from the cauldron again. Oh, yes, of course. Yeah. Oh, this outfit. It's like it looks so ridiculous and frankly inappropriate. But then when you put it on the characters, they actually don't look as silly as they could. Okay. Telvanni Master Wizard. All right. Scale Caller Crate. Aren't they? Oh no, they're coming. Yeah, that's cool. We're getting Zanmir and Scale Caller in our daily rewards as well. Quite a few. 5 each, I think. 5 of each. That's pretty awesome. Oh, the Talking of Nathan. I did not get him when he was available, whenever it was. A couple of years ago, I feel like. It's kind of weird. But I feel like now with house guests or something, you could have some fun with that. So he's there chattering away. This one is so pretty. Statue, Pride of Alkosh. That's very nice.
What's the name of the house we're getting?
It's called Sword Singer's Readout.
Readout. Right.
Okay, Moon Bishop Sanctuary. Oh, this dude. I remember when I started playing the game and people had these really cool target dummies. Oh, I was so jealous. This one and the Hubalajad's treasure, I think it's called. This one, awesome, Voriplasm. There is a lot. Oh, and Molakbal's furnishing pack. Crikey, there's a lot happening, isn't there? Red diamond. Ooh, nice. Red diamond melodies. Well, these aren't, like, they're definitely not new. Ooh. I missed this music box. You know what? I might have to get this music box because it's so pretty. Ooh. Yeah, that's a fun one. That's quite an adventurous sort of picture. That dude with the axe just gonna, what? He's just gonna piss her off. Yeah, Baron Zardros, yeah. And, oh, the furnishing pack, Fargrave Bazaar. There are a lot of furnishing packs returning in May. That's interesting. Another one, wow, the Lord Vivek one, that doesn't come on sale that often. Wow, there's... How many furnishing packs? Gee. And lots of music boxes. Ah, somebody was telling me the other day that they've been waiting for the Elinir Private Arena to come back. So, hey, that's coming. House guest, best one, Casca, yes. Oh, this little dude. Hezek. And Kitty, house guest. Wow, there is a lot of stuff going on. Scrooge's house guest? All right, I might have to spend some
Mate,
crowns.
you wanna see inside the house?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I'm about to enter. If you port to me now, you'll get to the...
Oh my god,
shrine
new
where it is.
assistants. New assistants. Watchlings.
Mm-hmm.
Mmm.
I think we knew those were coming when they data leaked.
I may have missed it, but oh my god. Okay. Oh.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to resist that if, like, you play a lot of Arcanist, getting a watchling merchant.
Yeah, any fans of customized actions? Like, I see them in the wild, people using them, but I'm just staying away from them because I so know my... Yeah, but this, like, if you get one, might as well get some more, but yeah. Nah, not really my thing. Oh, Dramathra Cinch Cup. Those are so cute. A goat, nice. Fawn.
I guess they're going through, like, all of the best shit from the last 10 years.
They really are, yeah. There's a lot of stuff. Oh, the best one.
Like, why wouldn't you?
Dog and rum. Cool. Okay, well that's that.
Doggo and Groggo.
Alright. No, I don't. Actually, yes, I want to buy it. Can I buy it, please? Okay. Sanku. Easy.
I'm showing online. You should be able to port to me.
Okay, porting. Common. Just go away.
So this could be a world first. I'm sure we're not the first ones, but I haven't seen anyone since that article go in and try to figure out what it is.
World's first. Alright, let's... No, I just ported to Satakalan.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. It's here. Right north. I'll come get you.
Alright, let's see whether we can figure it out.
Where are you?
I'm just by the way shrine.
Oh, there you are. This way.
Come in. Yes. Here, let's go, here. Woohoo! Yeah, exactly, Jester. That's world record attempt. 100%. Sword Singer's Grotto, all hard modes. Oh no, shit, I just lost Khan. Is it here? Yeah, cool.
So we do not have to wait for it on the live server. So the distinguishing feature of this house so far was the underground bit.
It's currently not for sale, so I can't...
You can enter.
No, I know. I was just wondering whether...
Around.
I was wondering whether there was anything... Gonna skull push Moon Sugar Meadow later. Yes, exactly.
The only thing I can think of is, and it can't be this because this is not interesting enough, but a flying carpet mode. I mean, there are already add-ons for this on PC,
But not on.
not on console, exactly.
Yeah.
So, like in the trial, when you can turn into a wisp and fly around.
Oh, that's a good point.
What else do we have? We've got these environments that you can look out on. A little bit like the underwater windows in the Lake Maya Zanmir. If you go downstairs.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just the house up top isn't that big. There's this enormous grotto underneath. What could that be a teaser of?
Well, that's the thing. I was wondering whether if you own it, there are some options that it offers you. You know, something
People would have
else.
spotted.
Yeah,
I
true.
bought it on TS previously.
Yeah.
So what does it tease at? Other than the ability to fly back up through the hole that you fall down through, nothing leaps to mind.
But again, that's something people would have spotted.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't have been implemented there.
Well, it would. Well, either it's a feature of the house or it isn't. So.
If it wasn't a feature of the game at that point, it wouldn't have been there.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? What else have we got? Leave home. Oh, I see. It's got 2 exits, so you can go from one zone to another. That's pretty cool.
Way shrines for the houses. But that doesn't seem kind of. Yeah, I was literally just thinking that I'm gonna so get lost because I'm like, hang on, this house is big.
Well, it might be something to do with that. Hang on, let's because the area that you can see from the house is Bankurai, southern Bankurai, but we just entered the house through Alikir Desert. So that is a unique thing.
Yeah, that's definitely not.
I can't think of any other house that has an exit into 2 different zones
That
simultaneously. So how do you port to, if you port to the
the
entrance,
yeah,
the outside, where do you end up?
you might have to set it.
Interesting.
It's the ability to do daily writs in your home. I'd pay bazillion crowns for that. I'm with you. That would be so cool. Yeah, and a way shrine. Huh.
I wouldn't want that, actually. I would for, the speed of it, because you could just have a house with nothing in it but the stations that you need, and then a board to pick them up and a crate to turn them in, and they're all right next to each other, and then it would be, it would knock like 20 seconds off
Masterbeam is saying
per carry.
Fogbreak Lighthouse has 2 entrances as well. One to Galen, one to High Isle.
I didn't know
So
that.
not unique.
I bought that on PTS.
Oh shit, what? The Fairwinds has that option. You can disembark in 3 locations, harbours.
That's also true, yeah.
Ah.
No, I did know that, actually.
Yeah, I forgot that.
Because again, we bought these houses.
On PTS, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what else is there about it? There's the location. I mean, I've been hoping for some more Redguard Hammerfell stuff for a long time, but I don't think that's the tease. I think Maya's right that it's more likely to be housing related.
Could you just repeat that sentence?
It's more likely to be housing related, the
No.
tease.
No. Maya's right. But, yeah, Jester, that's a good point. Maybe it's the ability to port back into a trial without having to leave group first. Sorry, couldn't resist, yeah. Oh, Aerie can exit the Reach and the Thieves' Refuge. Yeah, that's true. That is true. But at least that's not 2 different zones. But yeah, that's a cool little thing that you can actually get into the Thieves' Refuge.
The Markarth house.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
my entrance to the refuge is in the fridge. That's a weird sentence.
There is one thing I've spotted. Every time you go to the downstairs area, there seem to be different creatures in the... It looks almost like a zoo. There's like a bard, there's like an alcove where you can. I'll let you head down there and take a look. But there are a couple of alcoves where you can look out into the open cave.
Yeah.
And there are different creatures in there every time I come down.
Oh, really?
There were some lizards in there, like 6 of them. And when I walked close, they scattered. And before, there were 2 dune rippers in there, like nipping at one another. Could that be it?
That's one way of removing heat faster, yeah. So life outside, because that's a new one, sort of. 'Cause usually outside the houses, like you don't see any life.
Yeah, it's not quite
But it's not-
outside, but yeah.
How did I get to that alcove bit?
That's it.
Yeah, this is. I'm so horribly gonna get lost. Yeah, I was looking at those alcoves, but I didn't see anything in there. Like literally nothing.
Go to the other one behind you. Take a left.
There's nothing here.
Next one.
There's some flying things. Nothing. Isn't that weird? Nope, nothing.
I'm gonna go to the entrance and try again.
Huh. I wonder why that is. Do they just not like me? It's like, no, we're not going to show for you. Nah.
It could be random.
Yeah. Hmm. Hang on, what?
But I can't see how that would be relevant anyway. Yeah, it's an infuriating tease, right? Because all it is a house with a lot of crystals.
Yeah. Hmm. Oh yeah, I have no idea what to do here because it's you know, up here like there's some fun stuff, but there's not a huge amount. I mean, you can build over it or create a house over it, but yeah, it's the cave, right? That's sort of the thing that you want to play around with, but it's
Cave, and then, yeah, it overlooks Hallin's stand as well.
how do you keep a housing addict in suspense? I'll tell you tomorrow, yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, do you guys have any ideas what this might be other than, yeah, porting out of the house without having to leave a group? Interesting. It's going to be a Pokemon-style menagerie house where every time you defeat a new monster type, it puts a captive one in a zoo adjacent to your house. Yeah, I was looking at the water reflections. They look amazing, don't they? Yeah.
I haven't explored the top area at all. There is a sort of terrace.
That's not the way. Oh, no.
It's a pretty gigantic house, actually.
Yes, it is, yeah.
I'm surprised that we're getting it for free.
Yeah. I'm guessing it's just, it might be... this is the house we're getting for free on Friday. It's, what's it called again? I keep forgetting. Sword Singer's Redoubt.
Sword Singer's Redoubt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
So yeah, it's a daily login reward. It's not even a cave. It's like a whole dungeon under there. Like, it's huge.
And they call it a mine. A mine.
Yeah, and I'm getting a bit lost.
That's the only other thing I could think of. Is it literally a mine and you can like get one of your companions to dig up ore for you in this house?
There are weird sounds that something's making, which I don't love. Oh, look! Okay, there is a dog. There are dogs now in one of the alcoves. So yeah, they're sort of
You see what I mean?
randomly generated. Yeah. Yeah, they're howling. And they run off. So yeah, that's Interesting. Oh, that's the same cave, isn't it? I'm being an idiot. I'm like, hey, can I see something else? No, that's literally the same view. Okay, so there are lots of creatures. There's stuff happening. Ooh. Yeah, the reason we're sort of exploring is on PTS right now is because they teased it. They are saying, speaking of spectacular, this house could be hinting at something special. And we're just trying to sort of figure out what that could be.
The word spectacular implies spectacle.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a more sophisticated pathing system. You know, the ability to have they stop and do this emote, and then they move on again. You know, so
That's true.
you can have like complicated interactions that play out between.
Happy times on Asterial. Hello.
I mean, imagine the guys at Vanquish, how much they would love that shit.
That's so true.
If you can program pathing for, say, a companion or an assistant to walk around and stop and then do this, because they put on plays, like live performances in ESO, where you show up with your character and you go to an auditorium and there's a stage and a set piece and everything. It's amazing. I've only been to one of them, the Christmas Carol, Christmas Before Last, but it was amazing, and they used every trick you could think of with like having a bunch of housing moves, furnishing placements, and then just spamming undo or redo to make like a stop motion animation occur. And there's a bit where an Ogrim attacks a scamp, and it's just because the furnishings have been moved. You know, the dummy being moved along a path, and then the guy, like the tech at the back of the auditorium, it was his house, and he was opening, the edit mode open, and was just undoing and redoing all this sequence of moves. So it looked like the Ogrim was moving across the stage, and just really fun.
Yeah.
Even though the effect is kind of janky, like old stop motion, it's just a delight to see it done. I'm not doing it justice at all by my description, but imagine what those guys would do with something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
But we are completely daydreaming, spitballing here. It's very cryptic. They've given us almost nothing to go on, except that word spectacular and what's in the house.
Hey, Solo. I mean, I suppose it could be a guild house. Actually, it could... Yeah, I keep going back and forth. We sort of made a decision, and then some other ideas sort of popped. Yeah, it's yeah. I suppose you could have. You would have to sort of walk down the stairs to get to things. I like when you port in. I mean, you can just build over this, I suppose. No spot for lava, exactly. But yeah, there's actually a ton of space around here. Yeah, it's interesting to daydream, and I wonder what people will find. And maybe when you purchase it, when you have it, own it, there will be something that sort of jumps at you. Obvious, but yeah, for now I can't really see anything. Oh, I can't.
Probably not even when we own it, because whatever it is, the new system isn't coming until Q3.
So it's just
it's PvP in Q4, right?
PvP in Q4,
but I'm guessing, a few weeks after Gold Road is out, they will probably start talking about that.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
how it works.
Yeah.
Probably do an ESO live, and that will be part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd assume that's... Yeah.
I don't even do housing, but I'm really intrigued. I want to know what it is.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I also want to know what it is. But yeah, a hint. Oh well.
Cool to have a house in Satakalam, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I literally just came here for the quest, and then that enchanter survey in the necropolis. That's it.
Well, we were saying, Khan was saying there that the hint might be the mine. But for what? Is it that a companion can go and mine stuff for you? Or we'll get Gimli in the game next year? Is it hinting at lore or the housing? I mean, we assume it's the housing, but yeah. Double housing spots? Yeah, that would be nice.
Also, whichever exit you use seems to dump you out in Alikir.
Oh. Okay.
Even the Bankarai exit spits you out in Alikir. Yeah. Let me see if you can get into it in Bankarai.
And I'm assuming if it had more slots, people would have noticed it. Oh, maybe it's just, hey, look at that house. There's a hidden cave, huh? It's something absolutely mundane. Yeah. Doesn't scrying involve crystals? No? Does it? No? Inks? Yeah. In preview, you always go to where you came from. Oh.
Oh, that's true, actually, yeah. Anyway, there is an entrance in Bankarai, and it's pretty cool, actually. There's like an epic stairway.
When leaving home, I mean, yeah. But
half covered in sand.
Also, like, for scribing, scribing is live on PTS server, so, there isn't a... Like, you wouldn't hint at scribing, because, well, I mean, we already know how it works. But it's nice to have 2 entrances in 2 zones. Yeah, it will be interesting to see how porting to the entrance works.
The only other thing I can say is that the house is a market. It's supposed to be a bazaar.
Yes.
Like a marketplace. No idea if that's a clue or...
That's interesting.
But yeah, the distinguishing features are the cave, the sort of, the drop down into the cave and the bucket to get you back out. None of these are new things, but... and then the little... I don't know what you'd call it. The spectator spots where you can see animals.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, there's tremor scale. That really freaked me out. Sorry.
Yeah, I saw Dune Rippers in there as well.
So that's really weird. There's tons of animals.
I mean, tons. We've seen a bunch of lizards, Dune Rippers, and...
Doggos. Or foxes, or
dogs.
whatever they were. Yeah, but every time I go, there's something else.
Jackals, maybe?
Yeah, that's what they are, yeah.
So very Alikir specific
Yeah.
fauna.
But they might... I suppose that could sort of be a hint, as in, you don't have to put pets in. You might be able to, like, say, can I just have local animals running around? Because, when you add pets and you want to, then have something else, takes up spots. There might be something like that you can bring, like, the life from outside in.
Imagine if it's a management thing, like a settlement, and you have to maintain food, water.
Oh, that would be kind of fun.
Would people love that, or would they fucking hate it? Like, I probably just wouldn't engage with that at all, unless the rewards were fantastic. But I can imagine loads of people would be into it.
I think I would
If-
kind of
if
like
you-
it, but I would also, they would die a lot, so I'd be very sad.
Your companions
I would hate it. Oh, okay.
emaciated, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very tricky. You got to be careful not to just introduce grind for grind's sake. And I feel like, I don't know, maybe you guys can tell me if I'm just way too ignorant
Everything would die.
about this,
exactly.
but all these survival games that are really, really trending right now, there are so many of them. Some of them terrible, some of them really good. But one thing a lot of them seem to have in common is that they have very elaborately designed systems, and a big part of the game's like pitch is you're going to spend hundreds of hours not playing any kind of story or really doing any kind of combat. You're going to be looking for ingredients and making shit, like doing carpentry, and upgrading a wall and learning how to make soup. And this, to me, just sounds like drudgery.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course, if the game system is really well designed, then it's just a delight to engage with. Like, one thing that loads of people said about New World when it was first playable was, oh, the crafting system is so beautiful. But it still doesn't, it doesn't make the game. So, yeah, I feel like the format is a bit of a risk.
Yeah, that would be interesting. So basically Sims hard mode, yeah. This cave system is so gorgeous, agreed. Like, it's so pretty. And,
Do you have your settings next, by the way?
no.
Ooh, it looks even better because of all the light sources
Yeah,
and water.
Forgotten magnetic snake. Hello there. New feature. Put your pets inside your new house and have them eaten by the local wildlife. Okay.
I mean, that would be very cool if there's like random pathing, just like one of those robotic vacuum cleaners, and you just drop a butterfly into the house and it will start flapping around doing its thing.
I'm playing Fallout 4, so I'm okay with it. Yeah. How is that treating you, Fallout 4?
Preston Garvey is pissed off that you're home late.
Yeah.
For the 100th time.
But yeah, the caves are amazing. They really are. So beautiful. Yeah, I'm sort of intrigued. I mean, everybody is like, whoa, what are they gonna... The housing update? What's gonna happen? What is it gonna be? It's, they have not hyped... Well, they somewhat hyped it. But whatever Rich said, the words he used. But, it's sort of been kept to a minimum, but we've hyped it up in our minds. Like, I'm expecting something just spectacular now.
He did say we've got something which I think is really, 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 really cool. He put that many reallys in front of it. And then it was time to talk about PvP. He said, we also have a really cool PvP update. So he was much more, teasing the housing thing. But that may have been his, because he knew his audience or whatever.
I like that. Hammer. Much like how you can turn on traps in the private arena, you'll be able to release slaughter fish into the grotto to surprise your friends. I like that. That's fun.
I love it.
That would be funny. Because designers have been doing that. They build a pool. They're like, hey, it's a lovely swimming pool. Go and enjoy it. And they're slaughter fish. It would be kind of...
It's a perfectly pitched tease.
Hey, bugs! More, another creature. And they're actually, look, they're eating and killing something. That thing was moving when they started. Oh, and they're gone. So they've got like little scenes. The market collapses into the cave. Whoa. I think PvP will be something with the Maelstrom Daedra, some arena stuff. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Like they said, it's not Cyrodiil related. That's all we know. But they're talking about it as a new sort of new system, so it's got to be. Yeah. Because a lot of the little things that we've been talking about, they're sort of small things. They wouldn't hype it up that much. So yeah, the new DLC hints.
No.
Yeah.
But the ability to have wildlife roaming your house.
Yeah.
Even if it's just as a cosmetic thing. Not anything that you can actually interact with or be attacked by.
And it doesn't take up slots. I think that would be a pretty cool thing. New DLC, yeah, Signs of Ethelia. Yeah. I mean, the dungeon is already in the Maelstrom realm, and that's obviously live. So I don't think that's necessarily going to carry on through further.
It's a good idea, though.
It is a good idea. That would be fun. Fighting Daedra in PvP. Ooh, new system. They are finally balancing PvE and PvP separately. Yeah, it's just wishful thinking. Yeah, I understand they want to keep it. They don't want to separate them, and that's sort of a thing that they've said from the start. But yeah, it would make a lot of things easier because it is hard to balance a skill to work. not to be OP or just like a waste in one or the other. Maybe also an extraction PvP like the new WoW Plunderstorm. Yeah, it's who knows? I mean, they with Infinite Archive, they did something pretty intense. That's very different. That's sort of, even though when ESO launched, the trial system, like if you died too many times, you were done. You had to restart the trial. So they already had the whole sort of, game over mode back in the day, but they scrapped that. But they brought it back in a way that it still frustrates people as it does. Like, that's the point of these games.
Yeah, and the whole roguelite format is sort of not necessarily, but almost always predicated on the idea that death is final.
Yeah.
Or at least, there is eventually a final death. And just a game over, and you have to start again. That's what makes that's what makes the RNG fun. And it's such a hard-coded formula at this point. You get games that deviate from it here and there, sometimes very interesting, usually just subtly. But there is kind of a way of doing it, and the designing that isn't so much the achievement for Infinite Archive. It was making any of that stuff work in ESO,
Yeah,
where the rules
exactly.
are usually the complete opposite of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I'm with whoever it was that said that. I hear the lizards again. The screen. Sorry.
Oh, that's
one
the
can
thing
see
that the
that.
bugs were eating. Oh yeah, they're here and they just ran off. So it's the wildlife sort of interacts as well in the house. That's very cool. Yeah, that's got to be it, right? Something to do with that.
Because that's not a thing we've seen.
No. And if that's not a thing, if that's not the thing, it's still a pretty cool little addition. Because yeah, we've not got that. And if you want some wildlife roaming or running around, I mean, it's fun.
Are there birds in houses
No.
that will like take off when you approach them?
No, don't think so.
There's nothing like that.
Don't think so. So yeah, I'm intrigued. Color me intrigued. I think this could be.
Yeah, man.
This could be something.
But yeah, I agree with what you were saying, Maya, and whoever it was that suggested a Maelstrom themed setting for PvP. I think it's sensible for us to expect some kind of new system, not necessarily on the scale of Infinite Archive. But yeah, it'll be something like, if you've got Cyrodiil, you've got BGs, you've got Imperial City. I wonder if there's going to be a fourth category of PvP.
Yeah, that's
in the
something
game.
that's popped up as well. House painting, maybe. Oh, that's kind of fun. Indoor plumbing. Yeah, like in Enshrouded, right? You can actually go and use the toilet, sit on it. Mm-hmm.
But that, yeah, I'm making that guess not out of conviction. It's not like loads of things are pointing towards that. It's just that nothing really points to anywhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, as for the housing, we're kind of stumped. But yeah, bringing the houses to life with a bit of, with a bit of life, literally.
Yeah, like having birds and stuff. There was a house that I was viewing just the other day, Fogbreak Lighthouse, and it had like birds flying into the water. It's like, there's fish, they're picking it up, but obviously that's a statue or something. So it would be really cool if you could have that movement, that life in the house. That would be so cool.
Don't know that
No.
would qualify as a whole housing update, though, would it?
That is true.
You would have to put that as part of a larger system. And yeah, we're just spitballing.
Well, that's one of the things when people suggest some fun stuff. I'm thinking like, I like that, but is this like big enough to justify, hey, a new system's coming? How about toilet in general? I've never seen anyone make a toilet section on their houses. Oh, I've seen, like, you mean build a toilet? Loads of people build amazing toilets. I was viewing some houses the other day and somebody was saying, it was Rishi's house. He said, I really like making my bathrooms and the toilets. And they're always the same, they're always different. Which was really good fun to explore.
They make the place feel a little more real and lived in
Exactly.
in a strange way.
Hey, I can poop in my house.
Okay, the bugs just spawned in for me as well. Well, just one of them.
Interesting.
But it's not eating anything. It's just wandering around.
So there are sort of scenes that you can wander in on. They're almost like NPCs doing stuff. That's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah, that's so far the only thing. Good spot, by the way, because I came in and there was nothing there twice in a row, so I didn't think. But yeah, even if that's not...
I think I noticed it the first time this house was
Yeah, I didn't...
available. It didn't occur to me that it was a...
I didn't actually find that bit.
notable feature.
I was lost. But that's cool. But yeah, is it big enough? You know, or is that hinting at something much larger? Like you can have, I don't know, NPCs in your house? They like say, hey, let's have kitchen NPCs or pub NPCs. I don't know.
Oh, there's a jackal and a bug. And yeah, they're fighting.
Huh. Interactions, yeah.
Oh no, he just howled at it and the bug dug and ran away. Now the jackal's leaving.
No, that's something that we definitely haven't seen.
There's something going on here,
Yeah.
yeah. The area in the back is massive. I can still see the jackal running around, but it's really far away now.
It's so
And
cool.
I can't get closer to it. There's no way through.
Huh, interesting. But yeah, imagine if you could like have sort of scenes that you could pick. So if you build a pub, you have NPCs interact with your pub. Or like if you make a kitchen, you can have a chef in the kitchen. I don't know, something. So you can't interact with them, well, beyond a few lines, so like a house guest, and you can't tell them what to do, like you can't map them, but just they do an action. I don't know, this is completely random, but yeah, it's interesting because this is the only thing that we can spot in the house that's something new that we haven't had before.
They're also doing a lot of guild updates,
They
aren't
did
they?
say
Like the
that,
whole
yeah.
guild experience. So maybe it's aimed at making guild halls like a real hang.
But this house, yeah, I think they said that's coming next year, the guilds. On that roadmap that they showed in Amsterdam, I think it was there for next year. But it could be hinting
that
at it,
could
yeah.
be part of it.
Oh, yeah.
To make the guild hall much more of a destination.
With,
What would you do? Like, what do people do when they're just sort of idle in game?
I don't do this that often anymore. I think because I'm streaming. But I would often roam around my houses that I've got finished. Sijic quest. True, the only one of my 5, so not really a high statistic, is my newest one, and the house kind of has a built-in waste disposal. Whoa, that's awesome.
I still think they should give us the option to. Oh man, I would love this so much. It'd be really smart if they gave us a companion whose special thing that they do, you know, sharp as night,
Yeah.
helps you catch better fish, stuff like that. The special thing that they can do is they can do your surveys for you.
Yeah.
But they do it very slowly, so it's not like a pay-to-win type thing. And you can upgrade the speed with which they do those surveys to be, well, more useful by playing a load of Tales of Tribute. You know, maybe there's a Tales of Tribute achievement which, you know, you have to get to a certain level or whatever, and that would then encourage me and all the tens of thousands of players who've never touched the system, which we were given for free and we've just ignored it. There are loads of us. I've never even looked at Tales of Tribute. Then I might finally play it. Companions, I might finally go and get one. I literally have never touched that system either. And if there's an antiquity, you need to go and dig it up. You know, there's a giant Dune Ripper as well here. Might I look at my screen?
Yeah, that's the one that made me jump, yeah. Yes, I'd grind 50 plus hours to get that companion. That's so true. Like this hammer. Generally, if I'm idle in game, I'm getting a bit IRL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing. You could tie it into all of the previous systems. You could make
Yeah.
so that it works. But if someone doesn't have Greymore, well, there's an upgrade for this guy that you can't get. And given that these things are quote-unquote base game for everyone who buys the game now,
Yeah.
I think they could get away with that and people wouldn't have any right to go too crazy over like, oh, you're because this is old content and they're giving us an excuse to go back and do it. Maybe there are all kinds of things like getting to a certain rank in PvP. So in Cyrodiil, I mean, Alliance Wars. So really encourage people. Look, if you want this thing, which is going to make your life so much easier, you are going to have to play all the other parts of the game. Well, you won't have to, but if you want to have it at maximum efficiency, there you go. And that way you are saving yourself future grind with current grind. I don't know. It's an idea we've talked about a couple of times. I really like the basic of it, the feel of it.
Yeah, just
Pitch.
yeah, exactly. Well, just as saying, I've been saying for years, I'd pay 5,000 crowns if they put out a survey assistant. Like, just feed your surveys into them and get back up. Yeah, even 75% of what you'd get by doing them yourself. Still worth it to me. Yeah, I'm with you. That's
there we go.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
so there is a different. You can just so it's not just like pay to win kind of thing. So if you do it yourself the proper way, you get more out of it. But if you just want to like not do that, then there are things you can do. I like that actually.
And maybe the speed with which they can gather the surveys or whatever. If you only have a few characters, maybe those upgrades will be useless because the rate at which you accumulate surveys is low enough that the companion can handle it, so you won't bother to go and get all of that stuff. But for people like me who have 20 characters that do writs every day and the surveys are just pouring in, I would need to get all those upgrades. That way it doesn't penalize the newer players because it's not really to their advantage.
Yeah.
Stuff like that which levels things out. Like the a lot of people don't even realize this, but how the ESO Plus enlightenment system works. It's to a level it's sort of a type of rubber banding, right? Where the people at the back get yoinked forward because it's a sort of a set amount of enlightenment XP every day. But if you only play 8 hours a week, then you will stack up all the days that you didn't log in, and all of that XP will then be eligible. Now, obviously, it does cap out eventually. But people who are in the game grinding will burn through the enlightenment XP very fast, and then go back to the regular amount. You know what I mean? So I didn't know that until I'd already been playing for a couple of years. But that's actually how it works. And it's so that players who just grind, play every day, don't have anywhere near as much advantage as they would. Smart.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Speaking of old content, did you see the anniversary achievement on PTS? Yes, basically having everything, all the quests done, right?
Yeah, I love that. Again,
that's such a cool.
If they're willing to do that, people could bitch about that and say, "Well, I never bought, I don't know, Somerset. So what's in it for me?" It's like, well, go and get it then. What would it even cost now to buy? Can you even buy it separately? Don't even know how you'd go about that.
Isn't it just questing?
Yeah, but it's all the quests.
Right. Yeah, okay.
So you all the stories.
Mm-hmm.
Cadwell's Gold, and then every expansion.
Right, yeah. Give my banker the guild trader option. Yeah, I would love it if we could have a way shrine in the house and trader option so you can just do it all in the same place. Like that would really make a difference to me.
That is a great call. Yeah, the trader, the shrines.
If they did that, I won't be leaving. Hey, but actually that is, you were talking about guild, doing something for the guilds. That would be a cool thing. So like a guild house and whoever's put the amount, the work and the money into it, the gold and crowns potentially, created a real hub where you can do everything. And if you could do writs in there, like, come on. Give me questing achieves. I did all the quests, every side quest until Necrom. Nice. Yeah, sub to ESO Plus for a month. Don't you get the old expansions then? Yeah. Yeah, pretty sure you do.
True. So yeah, there we go. People could just do that if they really didn't want to. But all of them are included in the game now. So, and the game goes on sale like a couple of times a year. So
The streets of
yeah,
Mournhold
I
and
guess
Blackwood would be empty. Yeah, that's true.
that is exactly what I was going to
Yeah.
say. That's one reason I'm not sure I want them to put crafting writs in a house. Even though I described exactly how I would go about doing it for efficiency. Because then, all those cities which are just absolutely crawling with players, like ant hills, real hubs of activity, they would just dry up. I feel that would be a shame.
Yeah, it's true.
But one thing they could do is overhaul some of the, I don't know, put them a little bit closer together, so they don't take as long to do. Because which is the fastest? Like Leowin or Vivek, generally considered the fastest places to churn out your writs, but they could be a lot faster.
That's true.
But then you don't want to design a city that feels real and alive based on a daily MMO grind activity. So
Yeah, like what Hammer's saying. Yeah, crafting written housing would be a COVID simulation. Everyone becomes a shut-in. Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, and yeah, but if they're talking about, sort of helping guilds become more of a thing, because I think a lot of people are just like, why the heck would I join a guild? What's in it? What's the and they started doing the thing like is it the Zeal of Zenithar where you have to like team up with people from your guild and stuff?
Yeah.
And lots of people.
yeah, you get rewards for listing on a guild trader,
Yeah.
doing things while grouped
Yeah.
up with guildmates. Yeah.
And a lot of people have, had a real issue with that when it was launched. Like, what? I'm not in a guild.
Don't force me to play with other players. This is an MMO. Doesn't that stand for massively multi? Oh, wait.
Get rid of the stupid doors in the crafting areas. Yeah, that's so true. Loading screens. Ugh. No. Yeah. Well.
Well, I'm glad I figured out a way to get to the house. 'Cause that is real food for thought and for conversation, right? We're
Definitely.
just nerd theorying left and right here.
Yeah, it's interesting. And obviously, make sure you guys get it. So log in for the next 3 days and you'll get it on Friday. Just grab your daily logins. That's it. That's all you need to do. Oh, imagine being able to grow a few alchemy reagents in your house. Like it produces
That's
one per
exactly-
plant an hour. Yeah, Kanathi, that is... Yeah. Yeah, I like Rimmon as well for crafting. That is a really good call as well. Yeah, that's what Khan was saying. Like, that mine, could you then send, like, your assistant or something to go and mine whatever's there?
Yeah.
That would be fun, actually. Huh.
Well, because there's no alchemy
No.
hireling, is there? And generally, it's fine if you just do your writs and your surveys, you're drowning and stuff. But there are reagents that you don't get from either of those. You don't get from surveys. Like Nernroot, for instance, can't get that in surveys. And Mudcrab Chitin famously cannot get in surveys, and yet it's a daily crafting requirement. Like there is a top level writ which you are bound to get regularly, which requires Violet Coprinus, which also you can't get from surveys. Mudcrab Chitin, and that is the only reason these things are so bloody expensive.
Violet Caprinus? Yeah. An assistant that does your surveys? Yeah, that comes up a lot. That would be so great. Like 1 per hour or something? Yep. That's going to tank prices on guild stores if that happen. To be fair, they are so stupidly overpriced now. Like I remember when I was running the old guild, not Ninja Pulls, so 4 years ago? We were actually getting a trader. It was a little one in Outlaw's Refuge and a really crappy one as well. It was one in, where was it? Pretty sure.
I don't know. I think. Hang on. Are we talking about the in-house guild, like being able
Yeah.
to access the guild trader in house. I don't think that would affect it
Actually,
at all.
yeah.
You still need the store somewhere.
Yeah, that's true. I'm talking shit. But if there was something that could sort of tank those prices a little bit, I wouldn't mind. I would love to get a trader one day, just so we have it. But it's I would want it, with minimal rules so people can just use it or not. But that's just silly
Yeah.
right now.
Well, for intra-guild trading,
Yeah.
you can use any banker
Yes, yeah.
already, literally any in the world. So that's nice. I don't think that would it'd be cool to have that in the house as well if they're trying to make guild halls more of an attractive hang in every sense, like attractive with the cosmetic stuff, and actually there's real utility in being there. Bump into your guildies all the time. They're also there. That would be kind of cool. It was just you got to be careful about making more of a walled garden where we're just interacting with the same people all the time.
Yeah.
I want the overland cities to feel alive with
The sound of music. The life of
bustle.
music.
Yeah, exactly. Vivek is alive with the sound of Ezraj. I don't know. But yeah, I've always thought that was pointless, that you need ×3 of this ingredient just to hand in your daily writ. It's like that. That's maddening to just have to collect it and not even do anything with it. Submit it.
Yeah.
Just make it any ingredient. Why not do it that way? And that way, someone will write an add-on which automatically spends 3 of the cheapest or 3 of the most abundant, or whatever it is. My bag is full of things that I will never use.
Yeah.
And then I'm constantly having to spend millions on, not even kidding, on mudcrab kiting, or doing a round of, a particular area to kill as many mudcrabs as possible. Speaking of killing things, Teddy.
Imagine if you,
Ted.
hey, so the jackals and all those things
Come
in
on,
that. Imagine if you can have crabs in your house and kill. Jesus, it's cuddling the mic. And imagine if you could then, just cull all of them. It's annoying because it's not like you have to hand in 3 dawn prisms when you hand in a daily jeweler writ or anything. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't quite understand. You muted. It is sort of weird, the fact that we have to hand in like 3 ingredients for no reason. I already made. Oh my god! I already made.
Ted. No. You hear him, right?
Yeah.
Teddy. Buddy, I love you, but you're a pain in the ass. No.
Right, the red fox things. Oh my!
Meow.
It's just alchemy and enchanting. Yeah, that's odd. Yeah, that's a really good point. Why is that? Like, why are you making me go, run out of stuff? You were faster, yeah.
It's just a decision they made, back in the day, and they've sort of stuck with it.
Yeah.
And I'm not just whinging because, it affects me. That there are things that should work that way, but
Yeah.
this one, I don't think it is really to anybody's benefit. Because the people who benefit most from the high prices are the ones that flip, right? They're the
Exactly,
ones
yeah.
who have the wherewithal and the patience and the time and what have you to go around all the smaller traders, buying up, the new players who've listed, I don't know, 20 Nern or 52 Mudcrab Kites. They bundle them up into stacks of 100 and raise the price to stupid level. Craglawn, Morrowind, Mournhold, Vivek. Relying on the people who have a ton of gold but are lazy to, oh shit, I'm out of chitin again. Quick, just go to the nearest trader and bam, bam, bam.
Bam, bam, bam.
I don't like that. Not into
As long as you can adjust which alchemy mats you're willing to sacrifice, not just the ones you have most of. Save my dragon thorns and cornflowers and columbines, yeah.
Yeah, Solo, that's exactly what I think. If they wanted to keep the system... difficult to know where these things. I suppose we just hit F1 in game and submit these things as a ticket, like a suggestion.
Yeah, I think there is an option for that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If enough people do it, I guess they will at least talk about it eventually. But usually, what they're very good at asking for, and what players give them a lot of, are specific bug reports. You know, like oh, this thing that exists in the game doesn't work as intended, or there's a place in this dungeon where you can clip through the wall, stuff like that. It's not, you know, more blue sky ideas like, have you considered, as a player who, you know, is in this game every day, which I'm guessing very few, if any, of the devs are, you'll hear them refer to members of the team as, well, that one, she plays the game voraciously, as though that's like an unusual thing. And of course it is. But yeah, see things different.
Yeah.
So I wonder how much of that stuff here, you know, how much of sensible suggestions they hear. They certainly get a lot of dumb stuff on forums and some smart ideas. But yeah, I wonder if that's one that's ever come up for discussion.
But yeah, Jess, so that's a really good point. It is an old system, so yeah, but hopefully they will review it, just like they did with the jewelry platings, grains. Yeah, maybe, hopefully, that'd be cool.
Yeah, no one was expecting that, and they just went ahead and did it. Great. And again, that was the thing that did not benefit me at all. I was making absolute bank because I had so much chromium to sell all the time, and everyone needed it, seemingly, but me. Very few people bother to do their writs.
Yeah.
I do, so I'm just swimming in the stuff. And yeah, now I make far less money. I used to make nearly 10 million a week, easy, and a lot of it was from chromium. It's a lot less now, that's for sure. But I don't care. It was good for the game in general, right?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's kind of silly, the numbers we get now. I'm still sort of seeing it still is like, what? I have 909 chromium. Oh, well, yeah. Very different these days. Just like having, 80 was 100 was like, whoa, my God, that's so many. Yeah, a lot same. Yeah, lost a massive revenue stream, yeah. Was it? Yeah, can't say that it wasn't good for the game overall. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I hate when people, they list stuff at a stupid price and say, yeah, but that's how the real world works. It's like, no, you go to prison for trying to defraud your customers, or at least you should. And it's usually like a legal loophole or ineffective regulation or whatever. Yeah, I'm so tired of hearing that from people who are just trying to fuck over new players coming in and defending their actions on the basis of, greed wins in the real world.
Yeah,
baby.
exactly. It's such a silly. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, that's how the real world might work, but yeah. Yeah, it's interesting when people play this game seemingly only for trading. And there are people who genuinely do that. Like, there's so much in the game. Why not check it out?
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
Nothing against it.
No.
But, like, what?
Why?
It's like, I don't know, it's like going to... I don't know, it's like going to a beautiful part of the world, just going to the McDonald's. You know what I mean? Like...
Ow. This one failed.
What other systems could this game really benefit from?
I succeeded. What other systems?
Yeah, what other systems are we talking? It's tough to think of new stuff, isn't it?
Well, there's already so much in the game. Yeah. Legend Domain 2. Like going into a hairdresser kind of thing? Tattoo artist, parlor?
Appearance change is a thing. Be nice if they made that earnable. I suppose you already can earn it with, pay the gold for crowns type thing.
I do have to say, when I went to Paris, MacD saved my life, but I was just learning French. But in what way? I mean, usually you can just
Sort of giving a bad example, yeah. But maybe a better example would be going to the Caribbean. An absolutely beautiful part of the world, and you just stay in your hotel room or you stay by the pool. Like it's nice. I see the advantage, but there's a lot of other stuff right there. You're already in ESO. Why don't you do some of these things? Because what can you do with gold? All you can do with it is buy crowns. And you won't use any of those cosmetics unless you actually play. You know?
Yeah. That is something I've...
Otherwise, the guild trader is the only one who sees your shiny new, weapon.
That's true, yeah. Having Mickey D's in a different country because they want to see how different it's from, the home. It's something I sort of have heard as well. But the one thing that I always sort of found amusing is when you see, obviously, tourists, like in Prague. Prague is a beautiful place. If you're not used to the cuisine, it might be a bit of a... So if it's like day 3 or 4, sure. But I see so often, like Italian tourists, and they go to a pizza place in Prague. And, this is something I see people do a lot. Why not just try the local? And,
we're getting into an area
yeah, we are, yeah.
of like human psychology here.
Yeah.
But you're right. It is a little bit bizarre.
Actually, speaking of McDonald's, I said like what Jess is saying, that there actually are quite a few differences, which is sort of, I mean, not that I've really tried McDonald's around the world, but I sort of have heard from people or see movies or something like things are actually quite different, which is sort of fun. But yeah, I still wouldn't.
Yeah, but I'm talking every meal.
Yeah, I know.
It wasn't a serious comment. It was like an absurd, example.
Is that true, Hammer? When I lived in Germany, I liked how I could get a Big Mac and a Mac beer. Seriously, it's so fun. I don't know why, but I'm finding that very, very amusing.
My buddies and I definitely wanted to make sure we tried a Big Mac in New York because we'd heard they were better. And as far as we could tell, they were a little bit better. It was definitely bigger. But
right.
It wasn't like especially better than the ones you get in the UK. But then again, a McDonald's burger, it's pretty bad. Like, it hits the spot in a very specific way. I totally get it. And I'll, when you really
Better
just
is
need some
relative.
food and you don't know what's up and what's good and where to go. And if you're just in a city and you're on your way somewhere and, and you see that, that familiar sign, be it McDonald's or anywhere else. Yeah, I totally get it.
A sterile. Yeah.
So I've also had McDonald's in Italy, and that was quite different. I mean,
Yeah,
it was a long
exactly.
time ago.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Mickey D's hits the spot at 1 a.m. in the morning. I was going to say we went to... This is actually years ago when we went... The last time I think I had McDonald's is traveling like from London after a concert, super late, at the train station. You've got 2 hours of, travel ahead of you. It's like, ugh. And that's open. It was like, what? Something nice and warm. Yeah. Or, that's dependable. Yeah. It's always the same. Yeah. It's, like the 1 a.m. Sorry, in the UK, it's like a kebab shop. Getting a kebab on your way home from the pubs. I'm more of a Taco Bell one. Yeah, exactly. Same kind of thing. Same principle. Yeah. It's one of those things that if you had it sober or like during the day, you would just, no, I'm not eating that. But late at night when you're coming home, yeah, could be just the perfect thing.
Fat and salt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Easily upset system. Yeah. All right.
That food thing is really interesting. There's part of it is just these Italian families going to the pizza place. Maybe it
Done a
was their
kebab at 1 a.m.
kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it was their kids, because my family used to. One of my best mates at school when we were like 16, 17. Pretty much my best friend was an Italian guy. Sort of like me. His parents were Italian, but he lived here in England. And we went on quite a few family holidays together, like with, all four of us from each family. And his little brother, Paolo, would always want to go to an Italian restaurant. And I think we went to Italy with them one time. Every other time we were in France or
One
Denmark.
time.
Yeah, and he always wanted to fucking go to and get spaghetti carbonara or a pizza, and it's like, come on, dude. I mean,
Well, one of my nephews basically chicken nuggets.
be a little bit adventurous.
Chicken nuggets for every meal, everywhere. Like literally going out anywhere, chicken nuggets.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's.
it's so bad.
Well, for those lucky enough to have one nearby, 1 a.m. Waffle House. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Right, yeah, waffles or like pancakes
we need to stop.
and a maple syrup and bacon and yeah, Taco Bell. I'm pretty sure I've tried it when I was in the States, but yeah, that's a long, long time ago.
Never handled
But
it.
is it? I'm sorry, this is a really dumb question. Is it like tacos? Tacos? Is it that sort of like a lot, or is it a bit of everything and it just happens to be called Taco Bell? Do they sell bells as well? Now that's a really important
They do a
question.
lot of stuff. They do like tacos and burritos
Yeah.
and stuff, though. I'm told that a lot of people think Taco Bell makes you shit yourself because it's bad, like it's low grade. But apparently, the reason for that is that the American diet, or the typical like Western diet, contains so little real dietary fiber that when you have like Taco Bell, who use the refried beans, that's a lot of fiber, and it just shoots through your system. It's not that
I
funny.
love no. It's more the randomness of the conversations. When I started streaming today, I had an idea of what I was gonna sort of talk about, and now we're talking about.
You didn't think Taco Bell dumps would come up.
They discontinued the bells after a group of stoners tried to eat them and brought a class action lawsuit. Thank you, Jester.
Yeah, I've heard that from an American. That's an actual thing.
Anyone can
I have
confirm?
no idea if it's true. Yeah.
Oh man! In Vienna, one of the unwritten rules is that most restaurants have a Wiener Schnitzel on the menu, not because of patriotism, but because there's always that one customer who hates everything else on it, especially if it's foreign cuisine. Yeah. It is the chicken nugget of Austria, but it's also the thing that people think, oh, that's the Austrian cuisine. That's it. Got to have a Wiener Schnitzel, and that's
We did have one when we were in Austria. When we were in hang on, where did we even go?
Vienna.
It was
Yeah,
Vienna,
yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. So we actually had a Vienna Schnitzel. We went to a few different places to eat while we were there, but yeah, definitely tried it. It's kind of a thing you have to
Yeah.
do. But we weren't in a super touristy place. We were in like a big bar, basically. So they had loads of typical. They had a little bit of that sort of French style food, but it was mostly that typical Germanic, Central European type of fare. It was pretty great. Fond memories. We should go back.
Yeah, I used to go to Austria all we used to go a lot.
We
obviously.
used to live a stone's throw
Yeah.
away. That's why.
Yeah.
I've only been that one time to Austria.
With
Podcast is Austrian.
exactly. With the beef, is it beef or veal? I mean, not that that's, but is there a distinction there? Because curious. But in the Czech Republic, you get pork or chicken, and but it's only referred to as a schnitzel. So it's not, But those other ones they usually get. But yeah, we had one. It was just like super huge, but super thin. Yeah. With a very thick, very thin with a crisp panade. Yeah.
Yeah, and they've tenderized the living crap out of it half the time to really like flatten it out. That's fun stuff. It's just it's not particularly
Yeah, it's
like
young
amazing food.
young beef, but it's so it's that's what I mean. I was just wondering whether it's just beef or like do you have to go with veal because it is different. Like it's the same animal, but it sort of behaves differently, and so I was just wondering whether there was it should be young. Wiener Schnitzel has to be calf. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Interesting.
Yeah, I would have guessed that, but I'm certainly not an expert.
Oktoberfest.
I just remember hearing that one. It's like mozzarella should be made from buffalo milk, and if you go to Italy, it generally is, I think, because they just understand that. But around
But
the
it's
world,
not protected.
they have, and unlike the French, who are very good at this, they never acted to protect the terminology. It doesn't really matter, but the appellation contrôlée is like what the French call it, right? And that's we make fun of them for it around the world. They get so stuffy about champagne
But
needs to be
actually-
made this way and this way. Actually, it's a really good idea because it prevents shit. Well, it doesn't prevent crap products being made, but it makes it much less likely that a real bullshit version of that product can just grab the same name, trade off all the goodwill and reputation that has. Because if you buy mozzarella in the UK, it could be anything.
Yeah, I remember seeing, I think it was Domino's, I mean, that kind of says it all. They're like, yeah, we use real mozzarella, like an advert for this. And I thought, yeah, but what do you actually mean by that? Because I'm sure that, yeah, sadly not. I like sorry, what Jester was saying about the Wiener Schnitzel, the Oktoberfest. I'm just going to be laughing while thinking chicky nuggies. Yeah, it's not the real thing, is it? First time I ordered a pepperoni pizza in Germany, it literally had peppers on it. I then learned to ask for salami. Yeah, I think that's the same thing that would happen to you in the Czech Republic. Yeah, that's funny. I wouldn't have thought of that. Wiener Schnitzel is protected, I think. Otherwise, it's only allowed to be called Wiener Schnitzel art. Okay. That's brilliant. I think in Czech you can call it schnitzel, but people usually call it řízek, which is weird.
It could be that Wiener Schnitzel specifically has grounds to be protected. I know very little about this. I know a little bit about it from a wine and spirits point of view because I actually worked at a very, very fancy store when I was doing my master's degree where I had to learn all this stuff. But when it comes to food, it's just hearsay. But I can't imagine the word schnitzel of its extremely broad meaning is able to be protected quite like that. But yeah, if you stick the place name together with it, it probably is a thing. Like Roquefort, I think, is protected, and it still gets. My dad knows more about this, but that's supposed to be sheep's cheese only, I believe. Could have this wrong, but people routinely mislabel stuff.
Yeah.
Like, technically, they're liable.
Wiener Schnitzel inspired cuisine.
Yeah, they could be liable. Like, they could be sued for misusing or misappropriating that appellation or whatever. But it very rarely happens because nobody gives a shit. But technically, it's there. Whereas when they're more expensive things like champagne, they take that shit very seriously. I remember 50 Cent.
Oh yeah.
He appeared in a music video pouring Cristal, which is a Louis Roederer champagne, very expensive. It's like $150 a bottle, probably. Depending on the year, it can go upwards from there, And he appeared in one of his vids, like pouring this out, and it might even be a lot more than that. I'm not even sure. Probably is these days, inflation. But and I don't know if they sued him for any actual damages, but they basically furnished him with and his whole brand with a cease and desist. Never appear with in the vicinity of one of our products ever again. Because we will take action against you because you're damaging our brand enormously with this shit. So yeah, don't fuck with the French when it comes to this stuff.
I like it.
Yeah, I dig that.
Aww.
And it's true, right? there's that interesting. I don't know who saw the movie House of Gucci. It's quite good. I really enjoyed it. Not, you know, you might think not a movie you'd be interested in, but it's not really about fashion. It's really about a lot of other very ugly parts of human nature and interesting stuff like that. But yeah, there's a lot in there about. There's a section in there where they deal with the whole
Hey, Pattern
cheap
Rick, hello.
knockoffs, the imitations. You remember that
Yeah.
bit, Maya? And the guy at the top basically doesn't give a shit. He's saying, why? Why would we stop them from selling fake Gucci bags? These aren't people who are, if they can't buy the fake one, they're going to come and buy one of the real ones for $700. So yeah, it's really interesting. It kind of goes two ways, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah, that movie was sort of weird. I like, as much as I enjoyed a lot of the stuff that they sort of showed, and yeah, and the performances were great because they're great actors and all that.
Yeah, great actors and Ridley Scott.
But ultimately,
Wasn't
I
it a
just
Scott
yeah.
movie?
But I was thinking, like, I don't understand why this movie was made because I don't care about the people, like the actual people in
yeah,
it. It was a
that's true.
bit sort of
It's a tabloid story.
yeah.
Yeah. But it had ESO's very own Lucht was in that movie, right? You know, the guy who breaks all the dungeon trifectas solo. I think he played the heir to the Gucci estate in that
What are you
film.
talking about?
Never mind. We were making the joke the other day when we were hanging out that he looks a lot like Adam Driver.
Oh.
Because he was sitting on his stream
Yes,
in the
yes,
dark
yes,
with
yes.
a blanket around him.
Yeah, Jester got it. I'm sorry.
And he is quite Driver-esque already, but in the dark especially, it makes the hair and features appear darker. And yeah, it kind of was the spitting image of Kylo Ren.
I was so fucking confused. It's like, what?
It's great. It's great when your streaming partner has to no but instead of yes and when you're trying to make a joke. Khan lays down an awkward punchline and Maya's like, there seems to be some mistake. That's not funny at all.
How about you try that one again? Yeah.
Oh, do you remember, Maya? House of Gucci was starring ESO's very own Lucht. Let's not even go there. Speaking of people, ESO people starring in stuff, that's like a big thing this month, right?
Yeah,
You're gonna
yeah, it is.
You're gonna
That's why
teach us
yep.
all about. Maya has done a shit ton of homework on this, guys. It's gonna be fun. It's an area I'm really interested in, and it's gonna be cool to know more about it. But all the voice actors who go from project to project, these are jobs that don't last a terribly long time usually, unless you get like on an animated series that goes on for years and years and years. So they work. These guys, they go from one video game to another, animated shows and loads of the stuff like that. Steve Bloom, who does Jakan, is, if you look at his CV, like, holy crap, the guy's done so much stuff. There are some celebrities in this game that I didn't even realize were, I already posted in our general chat about Tuvok from Star Trek Voyager. He's got a really distinct voice. I'm amazed that I didn't know he was in this. The lady who voices Zamaja is a real hero of like the voice acting business. There are loads of them, and obviously you've got the big names like Alfred Molina, Bill Nye, and Kate Beckinsale, and those guys. But yeah, so as part of VoiceApalooza, you're going to be doing one every day, correct? Are you muted?
Yes, I am.
There we go. Just when we're talking about voices, you got to mute yourself.
I know, right?
He was sneezing. It's okay.
So a fun fact: we will be talking about Wes Johnson, obviously, a lot more, because VoiceApalooza, that's his initiative, raising money for the Alzheimer's Association. Here's the link if you guys can donate. We're raising all month long. Lots of streamers. It's epic. It's going to be amazing. So obviously, I'm going to start with him, but we'll talk about him a lot more and spend a lot more time with his fabulous voice acting characters. That didn't come out right at all. But fun thing about him is he is the most prolific Bethesda voice actor. So going all the way back to Morrowind, he played 3 of the Daedric princes. He's obviously in Fallout 3 as well, as Forks or Mr. Burke. But he's particularly notable for his contributions to Oblivion. So that's where... Do you guys know who he voiced in Oblivion? And Khan, don't say anything.
Oh, am I not allowed to say?
Not yet. But...
I know one of them at least. One of the very big ones.
Yeah, any guesses, chat? Wes Johnson and his characters in Oblivion. Come on, gimme. So that wasn't me trying to sound like him, because I cannot. He's got a beautiful voice. You can see the big house in Necrom. Yeah, this is such a cool, beautiful zone. Right, Khan, give me one then.
Well, can you verify this? I'm pretty sure he's the one who read the OG line. Stop! You violated the law. That's him, isn't it?
Stop
You know,
right
about
there,
the
criminal scum.
Oh, that's him, is it?
Yep. Yeah, if anybody shouted that at you in Oblivion, that was Wes Johnson. But he also voiced Sheogorath, the Prince of Madness, as well as an assassin, Lucien Lachance. So that's pretty cool. And, of course, in ESO, he's Hermaeus Mora. If you guys haven't done the Necrom story, we'll definitely be delving into that this month. So definitely hanging out with Mora a little bit. And, of course, he's in Starfield as well. So, yeah. Isn't that kind of fun? He's the most Bethesda's most prolific actor.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
No wonder they're such fans. I've just sent you a link, Maya. I'd like you to open it. We don't need to watch the video, but we definitely want to listen to this performance. This is the one... This was the moment where everyone sat up and paid attention to Wes Johnson, if they hadn't before.
You sleep rather soundly for a murderer. That's good.
Are we going to be able
You'll
to hear
need
the
a
video?
clear conscience for what I'm about to propose.
His expression.
I am Lucien Lachance, a speaker for the Dark Brotherhood, and you are a killer, taker of life, a harvester of souls. Your work, your deathcraft, pleases the Night Mother, and so I come to you with an offering, an opportunity to join our rather unique family.
You guys remember that?
I find your etiquette refreshing. Now please, listen carefully. On the green road to the north of Braville lies the Inn of Ill Omen.
Do you remember that?
There
Maya.
you'll find a man named...
Well, I sort of
Rufio.
reminded myself
Kill
during the
him,
research, for
and
sure.
your initiation into the Dark Brotherhood
It's so different
will
from Hermaeus
be
Mora.
complete.
It's incredible. I mean,
Do this, and the next time you sleep in a location I deem secure, I will reveal myself once more, bearing the love of your new family.
that's fun.
Excellent. Now please, accept this token from the Dark Brotherhood. It is a virgin blade and thirsts for blood. May it serve your endeavors well. Now, I bid you farewell. I do hope we'll meet again soon.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. That is a fabulous voiceover. And I was saying that earlier, like, obviously these are incredibly talented actors. Otherwise, well, they wouldn't be, getting the jobs. But it's always wonderful to sort of remind yourself and compare. Let's go and find Hermaeus Mora because, like, whoa. Best intro for a skill line and DLC quest. Yes.
Yeah, and I love that. You're absolutely right. And I love the fact that he starts sounding a little bit like Guard, whose voice the Imperial, city guard who would arrest you. He sort of is recognizable as that same guy at first. And then the more and more he talks about the Dark Brotherhood, the deeper it goes until you just can't keep up anymore. And it's like, holy shit. I actually ran into Wes Johnson at the Amsterdam event. I spoke with him very briefly, basically just to say, I'm nobody important, but I'm married to Maya, who you might remember. And yeah, that made him laugh. But Maya already heard this, but he was standing with Medic, the ESO streamer, who also has a voice that is like the audio equivalent of Honey.
Yeah.
If you haven't if you don't know what I mean, just check out his stream once in a while. Very soft-spoken guy in person, but yeah, those two next to each other, holy shit.
Yeah, Medic's voice is so deep. That's, yeah. Whenever I sort of raid off, he happens to be streaming often when I raid off. So I raid him often. And it's just so fun. It's like when I get a raid from Bislobo, I feel like I need to really hype and be really just try and match his energy. But yeah, raiding off to Medic, it's like that voice is just, yeah. So, and everything is so cool, so calm.
I mean, that's part of it because
Yeah.
He is doing a little bit of this, where you move in close to the mic and speak very softly, gives you that real radio quality. It's not a thing that you and I bother with very often, but yeah.
So we just listened to Oblivion. Let's Oblivion
We're gonna hear some more?
Wes. Let's listen to Wes Johnson. ESO Wes Johnson.
Step forth, mortal. Know that you stand in the presence of Hermaeus Mora. We must converse.
Turn it up.
It's up. Can't be turned up any further. I don't think, unless it's been changed, my audio settings. Nope, that's it. That's 100%.
Laramil has done well, and brought fate's chosen into my unrelenting gaze. All other outcomes are now excluded. From this moment, fate's ever-branching tree begins to grow again, and with it, new possibilities emerge.
What's this all about?
It concerns beginnings and endings, secrets too dangerous to reveal, and the stability of the threads of fate. Hidden rivals threaten my realm, and thereby threaten all of reality. If they succeed, fate will unravel and doom.
I mean, there is
both
obviously
our
that
worlds.
lovely depth of, to the voice and the warmth, but what he does with it is very different with these two, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I loved watching the live stream with Wes Johnson last year. It was a Bethesda stream, sort of leading up to May and VoiceApalooza. And, they're asking, so as a voice actor, how do you go about things? And he talks about, you need to get into character. Potentially, like, even more than when you go on stage or, when you're making a movie, because you're in the correct outfit.
Yeah, you can't
all
use
of
your
that.
body or your face. Yeah, you just have the one
yeah.
instrument.
It has to come through all of that. And that was really fascinating. And yeah, he was talking about how he sort of looks after his voice as well.
Eye of fate.
Yeah, and he went over. You go back and catch the VOD or check out the VoiceApalooza website if you guys are interested. It is, I believe it was a family member who had Alzheimer's, and
Are the key to preserving a
as many of us know secondhand and some of us firsthand, what a destructive thing, uniquely destructive and like devastating experience that is for everyone involved. And I think it just inspired him to sort of do something about it, as these things often do. And as a voice actor with a fantastic Rolodex full of contacts, he was like, well, let's have some fun with this and make a splash and raise some money and awareness around this particular thing. And it seems to get bigger every year. And what did you call it? A super stream. So it
Mega stream, I think.
a mega stream. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a great cause and what a fun event as well. To celebrate one of these things which is all too easily goes under the radar. Like, it's so important. Anyone who ever played almost any real-time strategy game, one of the primary drivers of the atmosphere in those games, like I'm talking Command and Conquer, Red Alert, the very, very old school, to more obvious examples like Warhammer, Dawn of War, those games, and obviously the Total War series. When you click on a unit and they give you a little bit of guff, 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 just a couple of seconds, it's part of the gameplay. It's to show you you've clicked on the correct unit. They've accepted your order and are carrying it out. So it's very mechanical, but it is also essential to transmitting like a huge amount of atmosphere and story and all of that stuff, bringing the whole thing to life. It's so important, and yet it is not front and center of what we think about in the production of these games. Or at least I don't feel like it. In the way that like acting is the main thing we think about when we look at movies, cinematography and soundtrack and direction choices and stuff like that are a little bit more tucked away. To be acting and writing, which are the most obvious. But voice acting in games has come on such a long way.
Yeah, it has. Yep.
And this game is definitely part of that story. Don't want to suck Zos's popsicle too hard, but this was not going to be a voiced game.
Yeah.
Originally, it was very
I find
late
that
in the
really
development.
fascinating that they delayed the game to add voiceover to it, and like, imagine if they hadn't. Yeah.
Imagine if we didn't get David Shaughnessy as Kinlord Rillis the 12th.
Yeah.
You know, shit talking us relentlessly throughout Banished Cells. Like, the dungeon would be nowhere near the same experience.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. And it's a thing that consistently people highlight as like one of the best, the things that they think are world class about ESO is that stuff. And of course, it has to be well written, or even a great voice actor isn't gonna. You can't work your magic on nothing.
Yeah.
So the writing has to be decent for a start, and generally it's really good in this game, I think, especially because MMOs that's incredibly difficult. Harder to write than almost anything else. But yeah, what other games? Do you want to keep talking about Wes?
Oh, we'll be talking about Wes a lot this month. So I was just talking to Hermaeus Mora, and I was doing it, for a little comparison. But yeah, we'll be talking about Wes a lot. So yeah.
Just sterling work, man.
Yeah.
What a crazy task.
And
to give it
absolutely
as well.
just such an inspiring guy, because I watched that live stream with him last year, and just the way he talks about why he's doing it, I was like, I want to get involved. I mean, there are so many wonderful causes, and I actually have done quite a few charity fundraisers, because it's good to do that, good to help and give back. But he was just so inspiring, and we had a little party in Discord where we hung out with him, and he was just such a supportive guy. I said I was just starting out with streaming, and he was like, "Oh, it's okay, Maya. You just do your best, and we'd love to have you on board." I was like, "Oh, thank you." Yeah. Any hoodle poodle. Where were we gonna go? What were we saying?
Well, I was going to ask about other games that like leap to mind as well. I mean, we want to talk about this one primarily, but since it's like day one, what other games do you remember having the voice acting really jump out at you? I already mentioned Warhammer Dawn of War. I haven't played that game in so long, but I can still quote some of the things, like when you would click on a Chaos Marine or something. That was a great game. It was a lot of fun. And the voice acting was so over the top.
Yeah,
especially the Chaos.
Yes.
You'd click on a unit and they would just go, destroy, and it was like a heavy metal singer had just walked in and was like, your orders, please, I need to go and fuck something up. It was great. It really made it rewarding to play. And of course the voice act, like I said, on its own it's not going to do anything. Like a movie soundtrack, it needs to have something to work with. But
it's asleep. I thought somebody killed it, and his buddy was like standing there. Well, that made me sad. No, it's not dead. It's thank fuck for that. When Khan voice acting, yeah.
Well, I just did. I'm just doing stupid little impressions. That's all you're gonna get. Watch the first 3 seconds of the Necro video. Me doing a silly laugh. It was literally take one.
in a game. Yeah, well, in ESO. Hey, Gina, I've got a suggestion. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, and Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid.
I know this is a dumb thing to say because they were amazing. Yeah. This doesn't quite answer what you're asking is. But yeah, Mass Effect, I want to play it with female Shepard.
Because of lyrics?
Yes. Yeah.
Just to be clear, that's
Jennifer Hale.
I was about to say Jennifer Ale, as in the The British actress. No, that's not her. Jennifer Hale, who voiced Lyris and Bastila in the Knights of the Republic, Knights of the Old Republic game ages ago. So that's a May the 4th spoiler for you. That Lyris Titanborn is also in Star Wars as like a seriously major character. I think Jennifer Hale might have been in the MMO as well, the Old Republic point. Can't remember if Bastila pops up in there. Do not recall.
All the voice actor talk lead me to the voice actor cast wiki. Tara Strong is the voice of the Wraith Kid in the quest in Grotwood. Yeah, I'm trying to track down who voiced Olorime, but I don't. It doesn't.
Yeah, because I love her. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't
She's
seem
so
like
great.
it's. She's been credited with it. It's like additional voices. I guess they don't have a huge amount of.
Like,
I guess they don't have a huge amount of words, so they just did a lot of stuff. But I would love to know exactly who that was.
yeah, it's one of the actresses who did. She did like high elf females. One of 4 or 5 performers they got to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because her voice is definitely familiar.
Yeah, it would be good to. Oh man, I haven't visited Apocrypha in a while, and it's like, welcome home. I love this zone. But yeah, what other games? I mean, obviously.
I feel like Doug
These ones.
Cockle as Geralt is
Yes.
a really interesting example because of the journey that character goes on. I'm not talking about the character in the game, although that's pretty interesting too. He's a very bland video game character who's he's lost his memory. How original, but they managed to turn that into a virtue.
Yeah.
It wasn't designed to be that way. They were working with a very limited budget, very limited scope of what they could do with the first Witcher game, and they just pounded the living shit out of everything they had. That's why those games are so good, because they really like reached as far as they could go and no further. Anyway, the delivery in the first game, he's got a lovely voice, but it was never going to win any awards. But as the games get more sophisticated, the writing gets upgraded. They have more time to spend on the writing and the character, and there's more for the voice actor to do and work with. By the third one, like he's making you well up with the motion capture and the facial animations and the vocal delivery, all that shit. What a great performer!
Yeah.
And that he started off, as on the much more mechanical side. That's why I think it's an interesting example of like what's happened to voice acting games more generally. I don't know. It's hard to put like a specific number on it because we've always had some that's been amazing.
Yeah, there's some great voice acting in there. I mean, Cyberpunk. There's also some really fun. Anyone who's played Cyberpunk or watched some of it, have you guys tried both female and male V? And do you have a preference? I
think you and I both prefer the female V.
I think she's just a bit more sort of unusual and a bit more sort of emotional, which I like. Not in the sort of, oh, she's a girl, she's emotional. I don't mean that, but there seems to be more in her delivery, whereas the guy's just a lot more chill, to the point where he's just like, I still don't clock him as the main dude.
He plays it very cool, I think, so that you can project more onto his performance, if you want to. But with the female V, there's much more character in it.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
you're less able to project your own version of the character, maybe, in that particular moment.
Baby
but
Ozazan.
way more enjoyable. But they're both amazing.
Yeah.
Like a million fucking lines of dialogue.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Actually, talking of voice acting, Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, just incredible.
All those monster sounds just done by one guy, the zombies. That's just...
Oh, right. I wasn't even thinking of that.
That's what I'm thinking.
I was thinking, like I said, with Warhammer
that as well,
Dawn of War, that you've got a very simple, a little bit of audio that's supposed to indicate something that's happened.
Yeah.
Like this character is reloading, so they are holding fire for a few seconds. But the voice actors, Valve are famously extremely detail oriented, so you can bet your ass they had a proper director in there and notes for the character. So even when Ellis says "I'm a reload," he manages to put
Or just who
a
beefed?
ton of character. Yeah.
Which one of you guys just beefed?
So bizarre.
Sorry.
No, I was thinking more the just the zombies, like all those noises, sounds that just
Yeah, 1,000 different groans, gurgles,
Yeah.
roars, screams, and everything in
yeah,
between.
exactly.
They were all done by Mike Patton, the singer of Faith No More and Tomahawk.
This is so cool.
He just stood in a sound booth and made all the zombie noises. So when the horde comes at you in Left 4 Dead, it's really just 30 Mike Pattons screaming in your face.
Yeah,
It's so
Yeah.
good.
yeah,
There's a video on YouTube. I'm sure it's edited, but it's just of him going through all the snoring and breathing and grunting, and then eventually it gets up to as they get more and more alert, and there's a gunshot and the zombies hear something, or the infected, I should say, clear. And then when they see you, when they make visual contact, then they start running and making different noises, and then when they are fully aggroed, they're just screaming their heads off at you. And then all the noises for when they die as well.
yeah. True. Yeah.
And he just goes through every stage. It is mesmerizing.
Hello, Bunny
But that guy
Bish.
is incredible.
Hello. Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm gonna have to wrap up the stream for today, but as I said, I'm gonna give you guys a quick rundown of what's coming this month. I'm streaming literally every single day. It's all about VoiceApalooza, so definitely follow if you're not following it, and tune in if you can. We've got so many things planned this month, from ES Olympics, Gold Road Trip, which is going to be really, really good fun. This coming
That's
Saturday.
gonna be hilarious.
It's going to be hilarious.
Yeah.
We've got lots of little quizzes along the way, so it's going to be a long day, but a really fun day. And we'll be drinking real drinks, so yeah, stay tuned. Westworld, we're going to be doing housing, and every single day showcasing 31 of ESO's fantastic voice performers, one each day. But we're going to have a ton of special ones on Saturday because it's also May the 4th be with you. So yeah, we're going to be looking at actors that did ESO and Star Wars. And
Can you tease us about tomorrow's voice actor?
yes, I can. I've got it all planned
You have
out.
to tell us who it is, just like, a little bit about the
Aww.
actor or the character.
It's a very beloved actor, and it's one of the originals. I'm gonna leave it there, and we're gonna watch a little video with this person as well, as they did a little interview about the game way before.
Is it one of the 5 companions or monarchs?
I'm not gonna. No.
I bet it is. I don't actually know who it is, so I'm genuinely...
And we're going to have a little interview, not me interviewing them, but a little interview that they did before the game launched, announcing that they are doing voice acting. And this person's very funny. So, yeah, we're going to do that too. If we get Raz, I will... Oh, we will have Raz as well, of course. Like, spoiler alert, that's happening. Yeah, we're going to go through some of the big obvious ones and then hopefully some not so obvious ones. So it'll be really, really good fun. Yeah. And for Raz, just a little teaser, because it was one of the fundraisers a couple of months back. I was going to do a little story time, and I actually have, from when Somerset released, there's a book that, like a diary, that Razum writes and sends to his queen. So maybe we can convince Khan to do a bit of Khajiiti acting and voicing. And then maybe me as well, and compare who's a better Khajiit. Obviously, none of us will compare to Raz.
I can do a solid B- Puss in Boots impression.
So yeah, that is definitely all coming, guys. But a little teaser for this coming Saturday, which is going to be a 24+ hour stream, I think. So it's going to be sort of epic. But part of that, I already mentioned this. It's our march across Tamriel. So Windhelm to Solitude. It has to be on PTS, but you guys can join us on PTS live. But we will, every zone we go through, we stop for a real drink in a tavern. And we'll do a little quizzes along the way as well, so you can get involved. And also, all the drinks are thematically correct. And I will post the menu, so to speak, on Discord tomorrow, so you can join us in many ways. And I hope you do, because it's going to be awesome.
And before you think, hang on, Windhelm to Solitude, that's not very far. Remember that stretch of land connecting them isn't in the game. So Maya, Eggbirds, and I should be there, right?
Yes.
And we'll be going all the way around Cyrodiil, all the way. That's only become possible with Westwheel being added to the game. And we're going to go through every zone nice and slow. We're going to stick to the roads. We're going to look around us, really drink in all the landscape and
all the drinks.
Environment. And we'll drink in all the tavern fare as well. So it's going to be a real like gimmicky in-game road trip. I remember when Skyrim came out, there was a YouTube video as soon as the game launched. Someone just rode a mount from Markarth to Windhelm or Winterhold, sorry. Because that's like a diagonal line straight across the map. And I watched the whole thing while I was waiting for the game to download. And this is going to be a similar kind of deal. We're really going to see almost every type of environment the team has spent all that talent and time and money on building beautifully over the last 10 years. It's going to be fucking awesome.
Yep.
And we're going to be taking the piss out of each other and having
100%.
a laugh and getting drunk on the way.
And it's all, we're going to talk zones. We're going to highlight some really weird but fun stuff. And as I said, little quizzes. So there's going to be, so much going on. But who is streaming? Let's stick with Elder Scrolls. That feels appropriate. And I will be back tomorrow. We're probably going to do some scribing as well, because that's obviously, happening.
Who are you going to raid?
Let's go and see Pain in the Axe.
All right, make a lot of noise, guys, when you go in. Axe loves it.
Yeah. Big shouts. It's a ninja raid! But anyway, thank you so much for an awesome first day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you haven't followed, make sure to hit that button before we raid off. And thank you very much.